stunning backdrop to our climbing competition. We are in Bali in Indonesia, and as you can see, the temperature is baking hot, the humidity is high, but we are about ready to get going on our two semi-final routes. My name is Matt Groom, and I'm joined by the fastest speed climber on the planet, Sam Watson. Sam, look, we have to talk about last night, so spoiler alert for anyone watching this who hasn't seen it. Sam, gold medal, 2 world records, beating your own one. 6 times now you've beaten your own world record. Mate, massive congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me to commentate lead semifinals. I'm psyched. Yeah, last night was amazing. Such a dream to throw 2 world records in front of this crowd. Indonesia is always such a treat for climbing. It's probably one of the best markets.
Well, you can talk more about the conditions in a minute. Right now we are looking at our 2 routes. Women's on the right-hand side, men's on the left. And Sam, we read this with the setters. The men's route especially, it's going to be brutal out there.
So you told me these men's routes are going to be really hard, and the first thing I said to you was, I believe in Serato. So, yeah, we got some hard sections across both of these routes, but the men's especially got some really interesting moves. So really seeing who can get past those and even to the head wall is going to be interesting.
It is indeed. Well, this is the lead semi-final start list. The athletes will come out in the opposite order from where they qualified. For those out first, they qualified in last. Those out last, they qualified first. And theoretically, we should see an improvement as we go through that. But as we saw the other day in Wujiang with Philip Schenk, he came out first and made finals. So we just never know, do we, Sam?
Yep, you never know. If you make semis, then it's a new game. And honestly, here, again, so the conditions, it is not cold here, right? It is very hot, very humid. So honestly, going out first might be a bit of an advantage, and then waiting and staying warm in that ISO for 2 hours to the semis.
It's a good point, and of course the holds will get sweaty and a bit gross, so that might also be a disadvantage. Your teammate Jessie Gruber did very well for the men's. This is the women's. Teresa qualifying again for semi-finals. Great to see the Czech Republic represented here, so she will be out first. And some big names in here. Vita Lucan, for example, the youngster Flora Oblasa, another semi-final for her. Jilu Loor, and I've got some wonderful stories about her down in the middle when she comes up. Lynn Vandermeer as well. Impressive stuff from her, qualifying in the halfway point. Down at the bottom, though, Laura Rogara. She is right up in the mix, but she's joined by some other big names along the way. Another one of your teammates there, Sam, Adrian.
Adrian has done amazing at both comps. She really has improved, and I'm super psyched for her. But, yeah, at the very top, we've got Aaron, and Cheon. So we got our podium from Wujiang, all qualifying at the top of qualifiers yesterday. So what do we see from these guys when we had that tie between Aaron and Cheon?
It was amazing, wasn't it? So they shared the gold medal. It all came down to time, which is kind of ironic considering you are the time king here. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating stuff, so we'll have to wait and see. This is our stadium, Sam. I mean, it's been a very tough week of work for me, this. So very, very difficult, isn't it? But what a wonderful place to go climbing.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful, but the best part about it is the people that come here in Bali and Indonesia. And I mean, you could put me in the most beautiful place, but if there's no one here, it's just a lame comp. But everyone showed out yesterday, and it was just such a beautiful experience in front of the beach, too. And we're climbing at Long Beach in front of the beach as well in LA, too. So it's a bit of a practice event for that.
Well, this is the Eurohold World Ranking, the comp that everyone wants to win. These scores are added up throughout the season, and as you can see, Serato Anraku is leading the way with 1,000 points after that win in Wujiang, followed closely by his teammate Neo, who had a controversial finals in Wujiang, and then Alberto after that. It's great to see the Olympic champion from Tokyo back in the mix, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think people don't really give him credit that he's improved a lot since the 21 games. He did a great job at seizing the opportunity with the combined format. He was a good speed climber. He won speed, but then he's still a great boulder lead climber, and he's gotten so much better throughout the World Cup circuit. And so he's really he's quite young too. He's just really put his head out and kept improving. He made finals in Paris, and yeah, he's still one of the best boulder lead climbers.
Yes, he is. Well, we're looking at the women's route here. Starts off on some crimps, but not too bad. Fairly easy to read. As you come up, though, there's a nasty pinch section through here where the physicality gets turned up a notch, but the set has described it as classic climbing. Right, our first athlete is out, and Sam, you spent quite a lot of time with this team, haven't you?
Yeah, so Indonesia started with speed. They built a lot of speed walls across the country, and now they're really investing in their lead. They have a lead wall, so the Indonesian team actually lives at a hotel in Jakarta. It's near Bekasi, if people are aware of the geography. And they built a lead wall there, and the routes are hard. I try to get on some of them, and the lead climbing team has really absorbed the culture from the speed climbing team and just started getting better. Obviously, spray walls, route setting is a bit more complicated to train than just a standardized route. But all these lead climbers, I believe we have 3 Indonesian athletes in our semifinals in this comp, and it's really amazing to see them improve and continue to get on the stage representing this country.
Yeah, they are going to have to improve very quickly because we said this men's route is brutal, especially down low. Teresa, meanwhile, getting going up on the right-hand side of your split screen. Good to have a split screen so we can show you both action. And there will be a time limit as well, but we'll let you know about that. So, underway. Team Indonesia on the left. And Sam, look, he's struggling straight away with this section.
Yeah, let's see. I wonder where he's going to clip from here. Okay, good, goes for it there. And yeah, so this red hold section looks really difficult. And what you have to do, essentially, like the way we read it, was not this move, but the move afterward. Like going to the second purple volume looks crazy hard. And you're losing so much energy because you're so close to the ground still.
Yeah, and both these athletes climbing very slowly and tentatively. And this is to do with the heat, the sweat, the humidity out here because, you know, friction is king in climbing, isn't
Absolutely, yeah. We should count how many chalk ups we see, versus the average in this humidity.
Yeah, we can play a drinking game perhaps. So it's very early in the morning here, 10 a.m. in Bali. And if you're joining us from Europe, congratulations, because it's some disgusting time in the morning. So well done. Right, so coming up here, now this is the first of the really powerful sections, shouldering and a sloper to come, Sam, with the left hand.
And so, like, what I told you is just how many times do we see people try to just fight to keep their feet on the wall? And I did see a toe hook. That was what I read it as, where you go for the toe hook, and I wonder if anyone will just go straight to that holds, because that's possible too. But go for the toe hook, and then this looks like a nasty section as well, potentially getting a toe hook out right and releasing it.
Yeah, Teresa cuts loose as well on the right-hand side. She starts this really quite hard. The first section for the women where they really got to try. Just about drags 3 fingers on that crimp.
Such a crimpy section, but she looks so composed getting that clip off of that 3-finger drag too.
Yeah, good work from her. Meanwhile, big toe hook in on the right-hand side. Now, this is a reach up with the right hand, and we both think removing this toe could be one of the cruxes here.
Yeah, so removing this toe and kicking out left, almost like a paddle. It's quite the hard boulder. I wonder how they read it.
Yes, I mean, I saw the kick as well. I think you can release it a bit earlier, but certainly he's having a long think here. And Teresa as well is resting on some drags, which looks pretty
Yeah, I wonder
nasty.
if he'll static and go right foot onto the red on the purple volume and then kick out from here.
Yeah, that's good
or
work,
go for a heel hook.
Locked it in, I don't know. It's going to be a big rock over.
Yeah, it looks a bit mechanically difficult, but he seems to be doing it quite slow. Oh!
Now he does that kick you were talking about.
Yeah.
And he's resting well here. I mean, look, he will be used to these conditions. And you were saying it is an advantage.
It is an advantage because these guys train outdoors in Jakarta when it is, like, whatever conditions possible. So they'll get up at 7 in the morning, train, and then train again at, like, 6 p.m. That's the only time it's possible.
Unreal. And a big scream there, trying hard.
He is fighting. He's still almost to the head wall here. Let's see. So we have, Matt, would you like to explain this certain section?
Yeah, so he's into some 2-finger pockets here, and the setters have been crafty. From the ground, you can't see it, but they are blocked at the very back. And I know our camera team will get a shot of that at some point, but there is a red blocker at the back of these holds. That's a nasty, cheeky bit of setting, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you're a climbing nerd like me, this is a Colin Duffy Innsbruck moment with the cross on the pockets, but they're blocked, and it's almost to the head wall in the lead route.
Well, let's see. He's resting hard. I think he might have discovered this little trick.
Yep.
So he takes a moment to reconsider this. And just to let you know the atmosphere in the stadium, it's been great for the last couple of days. All of the athletes are in front of our commentary box in the shade, hiding from the sun.
Yeah, this is a much better setup than ISO was.
It's warm in there, isn't it? Well, he's crossing through. Feet first here. Fingers in that block pocket.
And Teresa's still fighting almost to this other really hard section.
Yeah, no, we'll be coming close to timing out here. We've got about 1:25 for the men. On the clock, Teresa drops off. Head in hands. Looks like she's struggling for the heat more than anything there.
Yeah, just another factor to deal with. And Risky is just so composed. I remember I watched the lead team train, and it was a crazy sight to watch, where they're on the spray wall, probably 45 moves in, and there's just a guy, wow!
He goes up to 30 plus.
30 plus gets the kick out, and he's still moving well, fighting through this head wall section, almost to it.
This is the hard part, though. Big crosser, it's blind. He can't see anything. Look at this.
There's some true tryhard in front of the home crowd.
Oh, reaches up towards the slope. I thought he was gone down low. He climbed so slowly. 32 plus then.
39 seconds on the clock, but...
Wow. Egyptian misses the right hand eventually. That was a gutsy performance.
Yeah, that was an incredible performance, yeah. So what I was saying is I watched the lead team train, and there's these Indonesian climbers. 45 moves into a spray wall, which is not easy. And there's just a guy with a towel wiping sweat while it's stripping on the mat. It was disgusting. But I was just, that is the level they train at.
Sam, that's the blocker I was talking about. So you can see hidden in that hole, there's a red blocker. The athletes cannot see that from the ground. So when they get there, that's the nasty surprise. Okay, Nastia Korbets comes out from Ukraine, and so happy to see this lady back on the circuit. I was actually with her in Ukraine in December, traveling around, seeing how she trains, and in Ukraine and the kind of setup they have there. It's tough for them, so it's good to have them back.
Yeah, any Ukrainian athlete just performing back on the climbing stage is just such a testament to what they're doing and what they're going through. And I feel the climbing community has just been so supportive of these athletes all across Europe and the United States, so it's really good to see any Ukrainian athlete succeed.
Yeah, and she told me she was surprised how well she did in qualis. She just kind of squeaked into semis, but I'm waiting for her to do some kind of a final showing here. Bit of a bump with the hand and climbing quicker down low.
Yeah. So we saw Teresa climb a bit more slow, but she is climbing quicker, so we'll see if that's more advantageous. I honestly felt like Teresa gassed out because of the heat and then less because of the pump, but we'll definitely see this women's route and what points are developed as bottlenecks.
It's going to be a balancing act, isn't it? Because, the longer you're on the wall, the hotter you're going to get. So there's an argument for going quickly and sort of getting it out of the way, but then you don't want to slide off and slip, having not rested and chalked up properly. So it's interesting. And the men's route is, we're just waiting here for the men's. They'll be coming in a couple of minutes. We're rotating them through. So once an athlete falls, we'll swap in another climber.
Yep. Yeah, the odds of accidentally cutting feet because your foot slips is actually quite high here. Because there's no chalk on your feet.
Well, we saw that in speed, and Rafe was saying last night that there is actually quite a lot of humidity on your climbing shoes.
Yeah. So we'll get towels. And I wonder, this doesn't happen in lead, but you chalk up. I wonder if we'll see in a couple years people having towels wiping their feet. It's not quite practical, but for speed we bring out a towel when we wipe our feet. Part of our routines when you chalk up, so there's just no odds of missing a smear.
Yes, I agree. It's I'm sure we'll see that very soon. Right, Sebastian Halenke underway on the left, and we've got our clocks now. So they're at different times because they're obviously started when the athlete pulls off the ground. They have 6 minutes to do the route. If they fall off. If they don't complete the route or don't fall off before that time, it's the last hold they reach. And Sebastian, again, climbing very fast, looking fluid at the moment.
Yep, quite fluid through this section. I do wonder how much struggle we'll see and what different betas we see for this red section. If we see some more aggressive,
Oh no, he slips very early on. So this is what we were talking about. Yep. And this is the issue with it. So he slipped. Good catch from the belays as well. And we'll maybe see a replay of that because it was so quick we kind of missed it. And Nastia as well, really struggling here. She did a big cut loose move a couple of seconds ago.
Yep. So you're gassing out. You're against the heat, and this is a crimpy section. These are not easy routes. So definitely see who can push past that and who can do that is more of a testament.
Yeah, we're looking for just 8 athletes to progress. So I would imagine Sebastian will be out with that early slip. You never know though. And Nastia going up towards some pockets here, kicking in with that left hand. She's looking good so far.
Still looking good, gets that clip. And we'll see if she advances through this section, but everything is just so crimpy and so accurate. And hitting a sloper or hitting a 2-finger jib is significantly harder.
I love Nastia was teaching me how to jump in a Briançon gym last year. So, which doesn't really have any relevance, but she is such a good dynamic climber, really new school. And if in doubt, she will jump through sections. And has that high right heel in now. Bit of a shoulder niggle in the off season. I think it's a bit better now, but you can see the strapping on the right shoulder.
So did you feel like you improved as a dynamic climber?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
It was just ridiculously bad. I just often fall into the wall rather than jumping, across the wall.
I see.
It's an issue. Right, this is the weird hand sequence. So I'm not sure she's going to get there. No, she's not.
Yeah, the left hand is interesting for that, but I guess maybe she was just going for the plus.
Yeah, I think so. Well, another athlete from the Czech Republic gets going. We have Martin Stranik, and what a legend this is. We've gone from sort of like the youth on the right-hand side to sort of, not, I was about to say older, but more veteran, perhaps.
a veteran, yeah. Be careful with your wording on that.
Yes, I mean, as an older man, I'm doing the same. But yes, Martin, great to have him back. 2 twins, and I'm kind of I wonder when Martin's going to retire, but he's so strong, and yet still making semi-finals.
Yeah, particularly in lead, I wonder how much like the longevity and post-Olympic specialization, like, I think...
We're sorry, Sam, we're just seeing a replay here. Let's just watch this. This is Sebastian. Let's see what happened. So he's looking all good, climb fast. Let's watch which hand. So he's resting.
Yeah, he's resting, and I think he just missed. The next move is a jib, which... Let's see.
Maybe a foot slip?
Yeah.
Possibly, as he went up towards it. Maybe just misjudged it. Anyway, that's what has happened to Sebastian. Martin was on the same section. He's through that move.
Yeah, he is through that move. You were talking about Sebastian while Martin was doing the move, and I was like, I hope I don't see that again. But.
Yeah, you said longevity is interesting, and especially with the LA news with the 3 separate medals, there's more veteran climbers who are very excited by that, including Adam Ondra, Jakob Schubert.
Yeah, Adam Ondra announcing that Prague would be his last boulder comp, and he'll be fully specializing in lead. And I spoke to Toby as well, and he said that he's going to go for both.
Yep.
So it's interesting to see who goes for that and who can get to the level of just lead climbing or bouldering at a high level.
And of course the rumour mill is churning. We are a long way off the Olympics, but we like to gossip a little bit, and it has been fascinating hearing what people are doing. Leaderboard on the right, all the athletes with 0, they've yet to climb. The ones with the score obviously have climbed, and Martin Stranik is approaching Risky's 33 plus high point.
Yeah, I wonder if Martin will get through this bouldery section, and I wonder how he kind of read it at the head wall, because he's exceptionally good at doing that. Oh,
well, no, he was gone. Really struggled. Sort of had to flick the hand round the rope, couldn't make it. Now Vita Lukin is underway. Always a powerhouse of a climber.
Still such an incredible story of Slovenia and all their climbers and the culture they've built.
Yes, it's obviously people ask me a lot about Janja. She's announced on her Instagram that she will be competing at some events, Copper World Champs and Innsbruck, I think, last time I saw. But right now, people like Vita are flying the flag for Slovenia. And there's some youngsters coming through as well. Rosa Reka, for example, she'll be up later. And Vita will cross through and looking good so far. See the scoreboard on the left-hand side and the line up on the left. It just allows you to see how far the athletes have got.
And in theory, it does get quite a bit harder as we're going up. We have not yet to see the head wall of either routes, but as we go further on, we'll hopefully see that.
Yeah, the route setters told me they did not expect to see any men get through to the top.
Route setters were mad after Wujang. They were not happy having a tie. I was happy with it. You were happy with it.
I did quite like it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very interesting and exciting moment. But they were like, how did we have these good climbers, so we'll keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably one of the first time that's happened for like route setters making stuff intentionally harder for someone not named Janja Gabriel.
True. That's a very good point. And I was talking about Chen So, who will come up later on, how good she is at the moment. But our top 3 for the women, Mori, Chen So, and Erin McNeese, very strong. But Vita could be one of those. She's made finals a lot in the past. Recently, sort of had a lack of consistency, perhaps you could say, for her.
A little bit, yeah. I think, yes, she won Koper in 23, so still probably one of the best female lead climbers in the world. But, yeah, had a bit of a lack of consistency, but that happens in lead. I don't think it really reflects her as a climber, and she's exceptionally good.
Yeah, exactly. So experienced as well, and she will power her way through certain sections. And underway as well for the mentees of Van de Crest from Belgium. There he is in the yellow, new team kit from Belgium this year. I like it.
Yeah, looking snazzy. I think people are trying to, we start having a fashion contest across the circuit to see who has the best jerseys. I think Japan's winning so far.
I was about to say, Japan.
I did get a jersey. So
you did?
I did.
I'm
yes.
so jealous.
I did. Yes.
I'm gonna have to get on this. I need one. So tees with a big high heel early on here, and it just shows how hard this is. That's a tricky move. 3 clips in. Now reaches up to clip the 4th one as well. And Vita really battling with this hand sequence here. Looks in a bit of trouble. The shoulders are coming up, slaps for the plus.
Yeah, what an experience move going for that plus instead of going for the clip.
She knew, didn't she?
Yeah, she knew perfectly in touch. all the fights gone. It's just a plus.
And I tell you what, we talk about athletes coming up first. Teresa, very good at the beginning.
Yeah, Teresa and Risky from Indonesia. So still get to be taught by knee bar. It's very interesting. And another reset, another chalk up. Got to have at least double the chalk ups when it comes to climbing in Bali.
Yeah, exactly, and this is so fascinating. I mean, this is why I personally quite like outdoor competitions, because it feels like the conditions change so much. And, you know, in Wujiang, people were barely resting because there was an air conditioning unit.
Air conditioning.
You know, he's stopping full knee bar, 4 clips in.
Yeah.
It's pretty unique. And there's our lovely shot of the wide. You can see the ocean behind us, where quite a few athletes have wet hair in front of me. I think there's been a few early morning swims.
A few post-comp dives as well.
T's very stretched out here. Could be in some trouble if he releases this toe. Oh, just about.
So let's see if energy-wise with that knee bar, it was quite interesting to see him reset. But would that be worth it going into this section with this release? So yeah, so Risky had the heel hook and then right hand. I wonder if we'll see any other betas for this.
Yeah, this has been a section a lot of sort of stopped, because the thing is the holds are big, but it's hard to move away from them, perhaps.
Yeah.
Chalking up as our first Japanese athlete, Natsumi Oda, will be out in a couple of minutes. And good shot there to show how slopey the holds are. And of course our camera's on the wall showing you. It's deceptive, these big volumes. They look wonderful, don't they? But boy, are they slopey, especially in this heat.
So we do see a heel hook, same beta, with the kick out. Oh, missed a little bit off on the missed the kick, yeah.
Tease is done. Right, that is Natsumi Oda who gets underway here. Yeah, Natsumi, part of a big team Japan, of course. She's just 17. We had the 17 club in Wujiang. It seemed like everyone was 17, which is a bit depressing. But she was 22nd in Wujiang, 3rd in the Asian Champs.
Yep, strong performance. So many Japanese athletes that just once they get an opportunity to go to any World Cup, they compete in the Japan Cup. That's the real competition, and the World Cups are just for fun.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, I think we could fill the roster with Japanese athletes, but the rules have changed this year, making it more difficult for that to happen. There's less quotas, quota places.
And how do you feel about that? How do you feel?
Oh, I don't know. It's a political one, isn't it? I understand the thinking behind it, but also I understand if I was Team Japan, I'd be pretty annoyed. So I get both sides of that argument. Yes. So I'll politically stay quiet.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a system to explain to everyone. The quota system's been reduced, so there are now less places available. For some teams, that's not an issue. For others, it's a big problem. USA being one of them, France, for example, and of course Japan, where their C team is probably their A team. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it could make the best raise themselves up even higher. I mean, you're going to have to be incredible to get into the
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's going to always be the same thing. I don't have to be political. I can say I'm not the biggest fan of them getting rid of the top 10 quota rule. I think if you're at that level where you're top 10 in world rank, it adds some incentive to go to more comps.
Yeah.
To go for that and to avoid these insane Japan Cups and like first speed examples like Chinese nationals is absurd. So I'm a decent fan of it. I think they should bring it back. But yeah, I don't have to be political.
Yes, exactly. You can say what you want. I'll stay quiet. But no, I get it. Anyway, moving on from that one, Natsumi Oda looks back at the clock. 3 minutes 51 on the clock for her. And again, just resting very early and feeling like she's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, she does look kind of composed through her rests, but I think we see one of the first feet cuts going into that foot chip. But yeah, this is a creepy section. This is hard. The Rattlers are mad after.
Yeah, they are. They've stepped out the base, and I like it. You know, you talk to any athlete, they don't like easy routes. They want to fight.
Yeah, without a doubt.
As a commentator, I'd quite like to see a few tops along the way. Hunsyong No on the left-hand side starts his semi-final. He was already power screaming early on in his run.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like even the start of this men's route is not easy. Like you got some very technical like jibs on dual tacks, which I mean again, it sound like a broken record, but that is way harder here.
Exactly. All right. Well, Oda reaches up just onto that jib, hits it quite nicely. Looking good. I thought she had a moment when she looked down at the clock. And now she seems to slip right through that section and done well.
These do seem like slower routes. I wonder if we'll see, like, especially towards like Aimori, if we'll see some timeouts.
Yeah, Aimori is back, by the way. I know her huge fan base will be looking forward to that. Weird hands again, and this is the unwind. Teresa did it really well, and so does Oda there. Good work from her. She crosses into that yellow side ball.
Yeah, I'm worried exceptionally. It's going to be so cool to see her specialize in lead going into the Olympics, if she chooses to do so. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, who knows with Aimori? She's a bit of a mystery. She doesn't really have social media. She has other accounts doing that for her, but they're not officially hers.
Yeah. She is such an interesting person, just loves climbing. I think she might have graduated, but she was just a regular college student in Japan. Very humble, just literally at points the best lead climber in the world.
Yeah, she was. She's beaten Yanya, but we'll see her teammate right now who's doing very well here. Oh no, falls just on the head wall transition. So Oda comes down. We'll have to wait and see for that one. And meanwhile, Noah, who looked a little bit shaky down low, seems to have calmed himself down here.
So we'll see if he goes for the same beta. And I honestly don't know if it's the best idea to just wait on this heel hook. Not too many good toe hook, sorry. Not too many good rests on this route, but I also just want to move on to the bouldery section getting into the head wall.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, you can see what a sinker that toe is, though. It's sometimes tempting to do this, but
yeah,
you're never going to recover fully on a World Cup route. The standard is so high. And semi-finals is often the hardest route in the whole lot.
Yeah.
Finals sometimes easier. So kicking out left here.
I think it's probably one of the most composed kicks we've seen, hitting that way more statically, a bit taller as well.
Yeah, shoulders squeezing here, and that's a big rock up on the left heel. Good work. And he should be moving soon towards the pockets.
A little bit of a power scream, but gets through it. Super solid feet. Gets the clip, and let's see this blocked pocket section.
Yeah, I can't actually see a block on the first one. It might just be the second.
It might just be on volume, yeah. I couldn't exactly see it either.
No. So it's the second one. We showed you a shot of that earlier, and I'm sure we will later on, because it's a sneaky one. Tricky feet here as he brings it underneath him, really struggling. Elbows going up. Oh, he holds the pocket. Oh,
let's go.
Big two-finger drag there. And the athletes are filtering out from ISO as well, who have climbed, looking very, very breathless and sweaty as they pass us.
Oh my god.
So no, what can he do? This is the cross route on the block. Got to trust that the other hold is there. He slips, flicks himself on the rope. I hope he's okay there. I think he is fine. And gets lowered down.
All right, so yeah, Mohamed Rizki still holding the top spot, so we might see an Indonesian final appearance, but still quite early.
Yeah, and Flora Oblasa is underway. We featured her last year on the World Climbing Club as one to watch because she was one of our youngsters who came through. She was just 16 when she started making semi-finals. Her teammate Jessie Pill still injured, which is a shame. She posted that on Instagram.
Yeah.
She wanted to start in Wujiang, but has had to delay the beginning of her season because of that finger injury. It's a nice, I'm having a good morning here, Sam.
Yeah, it's a good morning. I think, yeah, honestly, climbing a leader might be a bit of a disadvantage. The wall is facing away from the sun, so it's not getting actively hotter, but maybe not the best setup as far as like heat goes, because starting at 10 a.m. and then the later climbs will be around 12. So.
Yes, I mean this evening, it's a very late finals this evening, so I think it starts around about 8 p.m. here. Some of that's to do with the music festival next door and the clash of sound systems, but it does mean better conditions hopefully for the athletes. If the rain stays away, looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, so I was actually shocked for speed finals. I thought it was going to be peak heat at 3 p.m., but it was actually kind of overcast. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, you got lucky, I think.
Yeah.
So Flora spread out with that high toe hook right now. This is the first risky move. It's probably easier to cut loose, but obviously that's scary. She keeps the right toe on. And looking good. Moved through that nicely, actually. Shion Amata about to start his semi-finals.
And Shion might take us a pick to move up a little bit and fight for a final spot.
Yeah, it was a fairly low quality result for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Also share the same top three.
So Flora way towards the right-hand side of the wall. That's not a hole, that black section. It's kind of dark grey on the wall.
We have
Sebastian Helenke, by the way, has just entered our area, sort of with a shake of his head, shrugging his shoulders. I think he'll let that fall go. It's one of those things.
Yeah, this is right. And actually, Shion, cut speed quite early, but...
I do like Shion. He's very funny. He's got some great stories.
I love all the Japanese boys, all the generation of Serato, Xion.
Yeah.
Such funny people.
During Copper, he forgot his trousers last year and had to borrow the trousers off a coach. Which I thought was just a great story.
Oh man.
He was also fishing apparently before the
Fishing?
finals. Apparently so.
Fishing. Oh. Wait, here or in?
No, before Copper finals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone has their comfort team. Never heard that before.
Me neither. Flora is doing very well on the right-hand side here.
Yeah, we'll see if she gets through this crimpy section.
She flicks those feet through. Very confident is Flora. She's a confident lady considering her age. She knows exactly what she's about. And good results as well throughout the season last year. As I said, she came onto the scene and we kind of didn't know what to expect. Didn't have the best end of season, still made semis though, but she had that silver medal at the European Cup most recently. So a good boulderer as well as lead climber. And Xion is looking good as he hits the end of the reds. Oh, I say he's looking good. He's really working hard there as he cut loose and cracked it in the left toe. Flora Oblasa goes right into the pinch.
Flora looking strong. This is a new high point for women's.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, let's see that. Yes, 38 there, so above Oda. Now she drops off, head in her hands again, just looks at her fingers in disbelief, and she slid off.
Man, but still strong performance from Flora.
Yeah, good work from her. So she moves up into the top spot with quite a few to go, though, but still impressive stuff. Roxana Reimann will be up next, Germany. Here is Xion resting on the slopers, that toe in, and risky, as you said. 33 plus. Great name for a lead climber.
Sure it is.
I'm imagining my own sound bites if he wins the thing. So Omata will get this kind of Egyptian style drop knee in, reaches up, gets that thumb engaged.
So far, Japanese has so many top ranks at the world climbing.
He didn't hang around too long on that toe hook, which I think was smart.
And our next semi-finalist
Interesting.
for women's
Up
speed
third now.
climbing, we have Roxana.
Bit of a breeze blowing through. You can see the waves in the background, the surfers having fun. What a shot that is. That rivals Chamonix, in my opinion.
That does rival Chamonix. It's a different way.
Yeah.
It's a different way. Climbing's, always going to be entrenched in the mountains, but this is up there. This is up there.
I think we should embrace the beach life. I think the more desert islands, the better we go to. Omata reaches through. Omata really good here as he's got this unwind. Needs to. Oh wow, he doesn't even go for the match. Just one arming that pocket. He's coming up towards a high point now as well. You can see the red rope, by the way, from Trango. I'm going to talk more about that later on, but Trango, the lead IFSC sponsor, has brought something pretty cool to this event.
And looks like we are at a new... Oh, I might have spoken too soon.
Close. We'll wait for that score to be
We'll
updated.
still see. But he looks so confident. I was about to say, oh, that's a new high point, but we'll wait to see the score. I think tie. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll be close. Yeah, the scores will be updated. There is an app you can download. It's free. Just type in IFSC wherever you get your apps from, and you can follow along with the live scoring. And it also tells you the appeals that are going through. And we will tell you as well. We have our sources who will tell us about appeals, hopefully. And this is Roxana now. Blasa with that high point 38, and Oda and Teresa, who's done very, very well coming out first. And already, though, elbows coming up, and we're four clips into this women's run.
We're going to go to the 7th semi-finalist, also from
Good so far from her, but I think, yeah,
now
no, not 100% yet from
to
her.
reach the top. And the semi-final round for
Twisting through in a
IFSC
ginormous chalk bag to take up as well.
That is an interesting aesthetic choice, but it looks amazing.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It is big, yeah. The
Yes,
weight.
give applause
Anyway.
everyone
I
for
don't know if it weighs too much. I think it's just more so like the shifting would be.
Oh,
It doesn't look very tight on her body. It's got some slack in there.
The momentum might swing her off the wall. Maybe. That'd be a great excuse, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to use that one. That's on my list of new excuses when I fall off routes. My chalk bag swung me off.
Swung me off. I wonder if we'll see a moment like Yanya in Innsbruck 22 where chalkbag fell off.
Yep.
And she still topped the rip, so...
Maybe. I'm not sure in these conditions that would happen. That'd be a miracle. We'll see. Yeah, Roxana, the lowest placing... highest placing German female athletes. Hannah Moyle is back. Didn't manage to get into semis. We interviewed her for the World Climbing Club, which is free to watch on YouTube. 2 episodes out from Bali now, so you can go and see that interview. And Roxana looking good. I thought she was uncomfortable down low, but has worked her way through the crimps nicely. No text with that left hand though. And Hiroto Shimizu is underway for Team Japan on the
Yes,
left.
let's reach it. Roxana up there. Alerta.
Roxana getting big encouragement
Looking
from our crowd.
smooth, yeah. In this section.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Roxana break through. She's kind of been on the cusp for a while, but this is the hard move. She get through this, she's got a chance. Looking good as she matches. No, the left foot, it was always looking dodgy on that volume.
It was good coming from Roxana. Winner.
Yeah, Roxana down.
Germany. Give it hands, everyone.
So Hiroto now, we stick with him, or we wait for our next female out?
Climbing from Germany.
Hiroto's actually one of my favorite Japanese climbers to watch. Just looks so composed in this round. Like the way he's engaging on every hold. Looks so confident.
Yeah, he's one of our older athletes,
Yeah.
actually. 29.
29, yeah.
He had a good result in Wujiang. He was in semis, 21st for him there.
And I believe we had, every Japanese athlete advance to semis. In men, at least.
From here, from Bali.
I think so.
Wow.
I think I saw that on the Instagram page. I'm not sure about the women. I would believe it if they did, but...
Yes, I wouldn't doubt that stat. Just outrageous this year, but that was a big kick through. Saved it with the kick on the wall.
And our next semi-finalist for women's lead climbing.
And then up
on
next
MSC.
for the women, Jululua is out and about on the wall. Big toe hook in for Hiroto, meanwhile.
China.
As he holds this position, makes the clip, and we hope he won't hang around too long. I think everyone who has been in trouble.
At the last year MSC World Cup Wujiang.
Yeah, he's very stretched out here, resting.
Julie, one of the climbers I wonder, does she go for both boulder and lead as well? Competed in Paris, did really well at OQS, and kept improving.
You talking about Jilu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, do you think she'll compete in both? She's pretty equally strong, I would say.
Yeah, she is. We haven't got a shot of her yet, but hopefully we will in a sec. And as we have a big rest here, and he's moved through that rest section. Yeah, we'll talk about Jululua in a sec when we see the shot of her. But oh, that was close there, kicked over to the left, and there she is. Yeah, so yeah, you're right, all rounder, but she has got some injuries at the moment. So struggling with a slap tear on that right shoulder. You can see it's chalked up. Because of that, she rocked a little too hard on her knee and then got a PLC tear in the knee.
Oh, man.
So she is really struggling up against it at the moment. Has no expectations, but did cruise into semis. So.
Yeah. That's a crazy, I did not know that.
Yeah, she's looking confident at the moment. No issues as she comes through the crimps.
Competition in Wujiang, China.
And then Hiroto has done good work as well, but he's on the pocket section, which has spat off a few people.
For sure.
Let's cheer.
So yeah, Hiroto taking a good rest before this section. He knows that it's going to be kind of bouldery, so...
Yeah, you can see it, can't he? I mean, he's experienced enough to get this. And he's a good boulder as well. 4th recently in the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not recently, it's 23. He hasn't actually competed on the IFSC circuit since 23, apart from Wujiang.
Yeah, I wonder, I believe he'll go for the clip here, but I wonder why he hasn't already. Going for the chalk up before the clip.
I think we might be terminally pumped here. He's breathing very hard up there, we can hear him. Jululua crosses through. Yeah, she was incredible. At 13, she went to the Chinese nationals, being just a sort of amateur climber, won the thing, and then realised she was probably quite good at climbing.
Yes.
So he's going to go maybe for both clips.
can do it
Here,
now.
there we go. Yeah.
Wrapping that right arm under. Yeah, he's got the clip in on the left.
Set up, so
And this is good. Jululua resting on this
Yeah.
sequence, which is,
One of the first rests that I guess have been found on this route.
yeah, presses her head in. That is good work from her. Now, big drop knee. Luckily not the injured knee. Can she make the reach? She's resting in weird places, Jiluluo here. Oh, look at the cut loose on the left as he campers his way with a heel on the no-takes.
Wow. Campuses with a camp.
Yes, I mean, I'm not sure it was going to work, and it didn't, but it was cool to see.
Yep, yep. One of the most interesting ways to do that. So puts him to the third or fourth, I think. For that, we'll see. Dula looking good, yeah. Staying strong almost to this crux point that we've seen people drop off.
Yeah, the
head wall.
Exactly.
Yeah, the route setting seems excellent. It seems like we got some people dropping off near the head wall, and she looks pretty strong.
This is that bouldering credential. She does slip low, though.
Yep.
Yeah, she's back down with a deep breath. She's one of those athletes you never know when she's going to fall off. She's kind of keeps herself very insular and inside sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just didn't have the reach to make that pop over the head wall. It's tricky, isn't it, when an angle changes like that?
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. When it changes, like going for that, it's usually pretty bouldery moves, and you're usually pretty tired.
Yeah.
But this route seems interesting. So like a lot of lead routes would generally be, you know, they kind of get you tired and then towards the head wall. But both of these routes are pretty bouldery at the start.
Yeah, I think it's that separation you were talking about, the setters, as you said, annoyed. Gosh, I love this drone shot. Honestly, I don't want to go home tomorrow. I really don't. Like, look at the surf break behind our climbing wall.
Yeah. He lives in Chamonix, by the way, so that's a lot to say you don't want to go home.
Well, I am home for a day, and I've got a slight passport issue, so it's I won't be seeing much of my mountains. But I would still prefer to stay here, in all honesty. Okay, next up from is Victor, Guglielmin, sorry, from France. He will begin his journey. Big pop-up to start with. And then on the right-hand side, we have Masahiro Kuzu, who's about to begin her run.
Well, at the same time, on the women's track,
Team France, always strong. They're another team who will sort of be disadvantaged by that quota change situation.
Japan, age 20.
And Max Berton will be up soon as well, who's made every single semi-finals he's ever entered. So that'll be interesting.
That's an interesting stat. And, Max is, strong. He made finals twice.
Yeah. See what his teammate can do. Victor looking good so far as he cracks in the heel.
And his sister Oriane, she's just doing boulders this year, right?
Oriane Berton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure with Oriane. I did have a chat with her in Cachao, and I think for her it's just a case of coming back. You know, she had a tricky end to the season, and not the result she would have wanted in Paris. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what her psyche is, but I think she's kind of in that position where she can pick and choose what she wants.
Yep.
Victor, meanwhile, squeezes himself into this box position. High right foot and another knee bar. And look, no hands rest.
Wow.
Love a no hands rest.
Everyone loves a good no hands rest.
Yeah, it's rarely seen. It won't be very comfortable, but it has just allowed him to shake out.
Going for it again is interesting. Okay. Just showing off.
Yeah, and that will be hurting that knee. No knee pads allowed, and it's pretty rough sometimes. We saw it in Wujiang where they were shoving in a knee where there shouldn't have been a knee, and everyone was coming down with cuts.
Ow.
He's resting a long time here. This could be smart from Victor, who spotted this early rest. Because it's tempting to not rest down low.
It is tempting, especially because you're, kind of the thoughts in your head like, oh, this really bouldery section, probably can't find anything. So really, really smart of him to find that rest.
Wow!
Looking good then from Victor, although now suddenly that right hand, and that's a risky cross through with the left.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, and another risky slap out.
Fast in the sectional, pays off.
Yeah, he'll now be able to recover a bit, but that was, a risky section. Victor. We haven't talked too much about Masahiro on the right, which is looking good at the moment, through the cut loose or driller foot in move. We have our obsessed camera team working this event, and they've reinstalled the microphones that I love so much on the wall, which are just such a good...
You can hear the breathing, you can hear everything.
Yeah, I like that. You know, I want to hear the blood, sweat, and tears of our athletes. So, oh, and he drops off.
Yeah, doing that a bit too fast. Everyone else went for the heel hook and the crossover, but the way I kind of saw it was just a paddle.
Yeah.
And did not work out.
Yeah, I think he rolled the dice and just went a bit too far with that. He was so dynamic through the sequences, and I think he would have benefited from slowing it down a little. So Masahiro tries to find a volume, and it's really awkward. Drops down and crosses through with that right hand. High left foot as well. And this is the move we've seen a few slip off with the left foot.
Few slip off, but ooh, yeah.
Does as well.
Yeah, I guess we saw people at both points, both slipped off the foot and with the hand. So, unfortunate little point there.
Yeah. Now, Sam, when you finished last night, you said to me on the interview you're going to go to the beach and spend some time there. Did you go to the beach?
I sure did.
Excellent.
Yep, I sure did. It's a beautiful beach. It was quite close. There's no way I didn't. Yeah, such a beautiful place here in Bali.
Yeah, it's a very special place to be. And this is the current leaderboard as we hit kind of not a halfway mark yet, but soon. This is our top 8. So Nastia down in 8th with 28 plus. She's in the danger zone. I think we'll slip outside. Flora Ablasso with 38. We'll have to wait and see. Big names to come. But just 8 will progress from this 24. And for the men, Shiona Mata and Risky up with 33 plus. Countback making the difference in terms of that separation. And then down at the bottom, Sebastian Helenke with a very early fall, 17 plus. He will almost certainly be pushed out soon.
Yeah, I mean, Risky, strong performance, qualifying in 27th, I believe, and or however, last place.
Yeah.
And still, like, you know, getting the best of the, or, you know, 33 plus on this round. So should be proud of it, especially since how young he is.
Yeah. Right, 2 Italian teammates out and 2 very strong athletes. Philip Schenk for the men, Ilaria Scalaris for the women, and Ilaria is on a run of form at the moment. She did well in the European Cups. She's doing well here. 2nd semi-finals in a row on this Asian tour of the IFSC World Circuit. And Philip Schenk, he caught me unawares, I'll be honest, during Wuzhang. He came on first, basically topped the route almost, and I thought the route set has totally undercooked this route. We're all in trouble, but it turns out Philip was just on just amazing form. See if he can do it again here. Ilaria, though, kicking that right foot in. She's underway as well. And the time ticking away. 5:42 for Ilaria, 5:25 for Philip left. Good work as both make the clips through. Those quick draws as well provided by Trango. We'll be talking about the ropes later on, because it's a pretty innovative feature.
Pretty innovative feature. Doing great. And then shout out to our belayers always.
Belayers are doing good, aren't they? I mean, they have the hardest job, surely. Yeah,
they have the hardest job. Unsung heroes. Everyone in climbing organization is unsung heroes. Not getting enough credit. Route setters seem to be doing a great job too. You know, really trying to get some separation on the semis route.
Yeah, I would have thought this gig was one of the harder ones to do, but as you said, Roman and his team done very well here to create good separation so far. Right, so Philip watching. Patricia Colli, by the way, is watching as well. The speed climber didn't manage to finals the other day, but she's right in front of our commentary box cheering on her teammates. And Ilaria rests down low. Nice wide shot of our wall, you can see. That was packed with 4 routes during qualifying. Only 2 for semi-finals. That was a big woo from Philip there. Feeling the heat turning up the temperature here. And Ilaria with a nice knee scrub, not really a knee bar.
Untuk putra dan juga putri diupdate secara live langsung di website tersebut. Jikalau skor di big screen-nya tidak terlihat.
Let's get another kind of static movement towards this one with the heel hook and really clean kick out. Really nice.
Yeah, this is classic Philip Schenk right now. Moaning, groaning his way through.
Fast climbing. Super strong, keeps the feet on, gets to shake out a little bit, and goes straight to the other section too.
Love that camera angle there. We really saw the swing and how he had to hold on to pull his legs back into the wall.
Gets the clip, yeah. He looks pretty strong, climbing pretty fast.
shouldery move to get in, buries those fingers as deep as he can do with that blocker. Philip still moaning his way through. You can hear Beatrice on our live stream here on our broadcast.
Yep.
Oh no!
With that block crimp section.
Oh, it's a stretch too far for Philip Schenk, and he's down. Ilaria, meanwhile, is still on as she hits the sloper where there's the jib for the fingers.
Yep. Philip just looks so confident going through that I feel like thought he could get that move really easily, and then the block crimps kind of got him.
Yeah. Just a shoulder move too far. Ilaria, for the first time, is in some trouble here. Makes this match. You can see the move she's got to do. It's no text for that heel. It's a nasty move, this. She sits on that heel nicely. Comes up with the left hand.
Yeah, moments like that where you can just sit on a heel or something and just stay on the root is probably very, very nice in these conditions.
Yes, exactly. I always think it's an intimidating place to be a lead route. You know that everyone's eyes are focused on you. The slightest mistake, hesitation is seen by everyone. Takes a special, I mean, you're a speed climber, so you're aware of pressure. I don't need to lecture you about this one.
Yeah, it's a different type of pressure, different type of resetting. Spoke to Toby again about this concept where basically competing in a speed final is like being on one long lead route where you have moments to reset and you got to just keep going and stay focused like the entire time. And in bouldering too, like resetting both between attempts and between routes. It's just one big concept of like pretty much any sport.
It's fascinating how you describe it like that. I can't believe how you guys deal with that. Ilaria dropping down, screaming. She's taken a while to get into this position. She's only got 1:30 left on the clock.
Yeah, once again, pretty slow climb, but I think if she just gives it her all, then it'll be used up pretty much. Let's see if she gets this clip here. Shaken out, looking not too stable, but look at that hand position, getting a little bit like a wrist jam almost. There's a jib on that, which I think she's catching with her thumb, but it's, oh yeah.
I think the way to do that is to match and then do the move out.
Yeah, that seems the best scenario.
So Ilaria is down. I think she'll be outside of the semis with that run, but it was a good fight from her on the wall a long time. So there is Max Berton. So as I said earlier, made every semi-final he's ever entered. Had a banana on his shoulder during the World Climbing Club the other day.
All right, well,
why not?
Again, some people go fishing, some people have bananas on their shoulders. You never know.
One of my colleagues said to me, "Why didn't you mention the banana?" And I had to be honest and just say I didn't see it.
You didn't see that? That's a pretty weird thing to miss.
I know, he was on the other side.
People
to me.
don't usually have bananas on their shoulders.
This was his point,
yeah.
But apparently I missed it. I need to open my eyes more.
You gotta. I would instantly know. It's like, why is there a banana on your shoulders? Like, oh, I'm gonna eat it, I guess. Or another reason.
I think
superstition.
I think it was Roman de Grande.
I'll never know. I will never know. Ask next time.
Yeah. Well, Max climbs with zero fear. He's young enough just not to care sometimes, and he's really fun to see climb.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got the confidence. Make every semis.
Oh yeah.
Make some finals.
There is Max from Team France crossing through. Nice and secure so far. Careful with the unwind. Makes these clips, and then you can see how overhanging this wall is. Occasionally it's difficult to tell from the wide, but that down shot really shows you with the quick draws hanging off.
Representing Korea, everyone, that's it, Team Jae-yong.
And a high toe hook from Max here. Doesn't look like he wants to hang around too long though. Using those straight arms to try to rest. Makes a bit of an awkward match in there though.
Yeah, it is a bit of an awkward match, but we'll see. He's climbed pretty fast. So he definitely has time to get through this section statically. See if he goes for the heel hook again. There we go.
Yeah, looking good at the moment is Max Berton.
Bit of a scare there, trying to smear the dual text, but gets the kick out pretty fast and is moving on again pretty fast. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Super confident. Let's see if he can kind of reset, slow down.
This is the thing with Max. He just doesn't have that fear factor.
He doesn't have that fear.
Yeah, he just goes for it. And on the right-hand side, we haven't mentioned Seung Kim very much. Young King, sorry, but she's underway for the women. And Team Korea good in speed at the moment as well. So what happened to Team Korea's speed team? Like, they seem to have just jumped up a notch.
So one of their athletes retired Minson, and he became their coach, and he's had a tremendously positive impact on a lot of them.
I didn't actually expect an answer out of that.
Yeah,
I thought you'd just be like, well, they're coming on. Okay, there we go.
That's the answer.
That's good to know, because very special.
Yeah. So Max really confident through these sections. Seemed like he got a good rest, and he also had the rest at the beginning. So let's see if that'll make a difference. This block section, it's got to kind of slow down. Yeah.
This is the move of this. Wrapping yourself around that purple.
Yeah, that seems like so hard. Like knowing to reset there too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's so challenging because you go through this move, and then where it's easier, there's no blocks, and then there's ones with blocks. That's way harder.
There's none who's
Well, we stick with Kim here. She hits the halfway point.
Yep.
And doing good. Flora Blasa still leading the way.
We still have
Strong performance from
climber
Flora
from
Blasa.
Korea. Kim
See if
Taeyong.
Kim can.
She creeps up to that right hand, doesn't she? Elbows going up. But everyone looks like they're fighting down low so far for the women. It's a real slow builder of a semi-finals route, this, for both the men and women.
Yeah. We haven't seen any timeouts yet, though.
No.
Jesse Cooper will be on the wall in a little bit, but.
Although I do see time being a factor on this, in terms of that you need so much time to rest and chalk up on this.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to really not do that if you want to.
I'm really excited to see Jesse climb, actually, because of that.
Oh, yeah? He's not the fastest?
Not a speed climber.
No, he is not. So Kim rocks up on that hill, looking very secure at the moment. And then Do-Hyun Lee comes on for the men. Brilliant to see Do-Hyun climbing so well. He'll be with his teammate in a second. Kim unwinds the shoulder.
Interesting to see Do-Hyun on the lead circuit as well again.
Yeah.
Just think about who's going to specialize, who's not.
He's one I would put money on being an all-rounder.
Okay.
Doing both. He's very, very strong at boulder, very good at lead. And this is Kim, though. This is the tricky sequence for the women here.
Yes, I think the best option is to match and then kick your foot out. Do you think?
I think so. I think that's where we've seen the most success. That weird kind of hand flick move just seems risky.
It seems like both of these moves, both the left foot kick out and the grab, is quite difficult.
Yeah, I think so too. Slopey volumes, and if she's into that move, does it well. Yeah, there is Do-Hyun Lee on the left. Had a nasty shoulder injury during the OQS and into the Olympics that did sort of finish his Olympics ready before it started, but he's back and fit this year. And he's fun to watch, is Do-Hyun Lee. I like him. I like his style.
Jae-Hyun Kim advances quite past the section. Took a little good rest at that point and advanced. So we'll see if she can get through this section. Resting again, though.
Got a minute 40. Not that much time.
Yeah, not too much time. It's hard to think about, though. It's hard to think about time management rather than pump management.
Yeah, true. I mean, you don't want to fall off, do you? It doesn't matter about the time if you do that. But she's looking good. She's coming up to the crux move, though, for the women, or the red point, if you can call it.
Climbing a bit slower than everyone else, so I think she might have a really good chance. Oh!
Fully hit it.
Yeah, fully hit it. That's just a hard move. Plain and simple.
Kim Taeyong from Korea.
The women's route climbing slower than the men's. We're approaching the cleaning break for the men. And we've got a couple of things lined up for you in the cleaning break if we have a moment of pause, including Sam Watson's world record and gold medal, which he's going to be chatting through with us later on. Hopefully we won't be cleaning for too long. Max Berton is talking through the fall he just had with Romain de Grange, his coach. I'd expect Do-Hyun Lee to quite enjoy this route. It's his kind of moves.
Yeah, same thing. You got basically three boulders on a lead route. It's pretty perfect for him. Hits the clip. See if he goes static. I would guess so. Goes for the moves down actually.
Yeah, back and forth. He's not comfortable. That right hand he's on now will be very greasy.
Yeah, that'll be very greasy. We're right up against the cleaning break, so pretty not great.
Yeah, the athletes can't time their position. It's all based on the results. I think ideally they wouldn't want to be the one before the cleaning break, but you can't really do anything about that. Giovanni Placchi will be our final athlete out for the men before that break. It's good from Dogan though, sideways now, as he comes up with the left hand.
Yep. Moving the section a bit slower than everyone else, but still looks quite strong. I think the main goal is just to get off that left-handed sloper. Would not want to trust any sloper right now.
No, pockets time, right? This is where the bouldering credentials need to come out.
There you go.
Drag, hanging, resting a little here. Looks for the cross, nails that move, and now you got to unwrap and come all the way around the corner. You're looking comfortable on that blocked pocket though. Out with the fingers, cuts loose. Look at this from Do-Hyun Lee, confident stuff. But this move, it's so difficult to reach around that volume, which is fully in your way. And this will be one of the things the setters will have tweaked endlessly. You know, can you reach it? Is it too hard, too easy to reach it? It'll be very deliberate that it's tricky on that purple volume.
Looks pretty good right now. Let's see if Do-Hyun can gets the foot quite confidently now. He's just got to go for this stretch, and there we go.
He was smart and readjusted. Michaela Smetanova, by the way,
went for the bicycle, but then went for the hand. Wow.
This is going to be a high point for Do-Hyun Lee.
To be a high point. Just missed. Yeah.
Well,
strong performance though.
That was really, considering we know that head wall is a step beyond what most can do. That was good work.
Yep.
And this is Michaela now from Czech Republic, who will be giving lots of supports. The was announced the world champs in a couple of years will be in Brno.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Never been. Czech Republic.
I have. It's an interesting place. But no, it'd be interesting. I know they're building a new facility there in Brno, which no one has seen yet. So kind of we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the Czech team do always seem to step up, especially the World Cups. They're very well run.
Yep. A lot of people in Prague too.
Ooh, Michaela though really struggling. Hasn't got those feet back on. Now she kicks it in.
Yes, that is Lee Do-Hyun, everyone. Now,
I think Prague was probably one of the most attended World Cups. Yeah, like what, 10,000 people there?
Yeah. And ticketed as well.
Ticketed. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think. Do you think there's more people in Jakarta 2022?
What, in the skyscraper?
In the skyscraper, like the big pit and parking lot.
Yeah.
Like because it was two separate venues. Like there was a screen there was people watching the actual comp and then people watching the screen replay.
True.
Just outside.
It was it's one of those events I will always remember that.
Yeah.
This is good, but that was equally, it was different but equally fun.
Yeah, I think the president of Indonesia was there as well.
Apparently he was going, and then I think the vice president or something went, and there was
well,
I think it was a bit of a political. I'm sorry, sorry. He was definitely meant to attend, but I don't think he did. So Michaela now. Big move up with the left hand. Needs to make this match in a minute on this hold. Heel in, toes down as she rocks onto that heel. I tell you what, 37 plus in third place is looking kind of good at the moment.
Yeah. Still have plenty of climbing to go and some very strong climbers to go, so don't peak too soon. But Flora, at least, I think, getting past that move is pretty helpful.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see if she can make another finals. And Giovanni Placchi is underway for the men, the final athlete out before the cleaning break. Quite a few women to go as he swings quite wildly there. Manages to get a foot back on. Oh, and dropping out. Michaela, early-ish fall on that cross, which has caught a few people.
Yeah, still a pretty hard move, but strong performance regardless.
Yeah, 3 to go for the women. Women's is climbing slower at the moment. Giovanni has 5 minutes 20 on the clock.
Very sad Annie Sanders is not attending.
I know. I did have a chat with her. I think she was just saying the travel is a bit insane. I think to come from Bali to Brazil.
I showed her the venue.
Yeah.
And she almost considered going.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, wow, yeah. But, yeah, she's been through a lot. Very strong performance.
Yeah. The double
podium for the 2 World Cups. And, winning 2 Boulder World Cups in a row since she won Seoul last year.
I pointed that out to her. She sort of had forgotten that had happened. I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah. Annie is such an incredible athlete, like the definition of hard work.
Yes.
Europe also, my hometown. Just watching her train is so incredibly methodical. Roman Krajnik, Janya's coach, came to Dallas as well, where I'm from, and kind of coached our coaches for a while.
Okay.
And then kind of changed the culture around like how we train, like especially like the slide move in bouldering, where you shift across your feet. That was like something we're taught very early. And like actual spray wall training is a big thing that a lot of Dallas athletes have embraced. And so,
And why hadn't they? Do you think it's just lack of facilities or just knowledge on that one?
Well, people don't set hard enough and good enough spray walls. I think Gregor actually did a podcast, Gregor Vizonek, and then really legendary climber. He now works in setting, but he talked about he went to the USA Climbing Training Center and just like the spray wall is awful. And Josh was like, "Oh, you're joking, right?" He's like, "No, it's not good." And you really can't place similar holds on similar angles in similar places.
Okay.
Ideally, almost no jugs on the entire wall. And like, it's funny. Roman calls there's a half of the spray wall in Ljubljana, the gym they train at. That's called like the American side, where they train the Americans because it's a little bit easier. But yeah, training like that has just been such a good.
Giovanni dropping out.
Giovanni
Yeah.
through that section.
Now, it's interesting to hear that because, yeah, spray walls are one of those things that I think unless you're a professional climber, it's quite hard to get your head around spray walls.
Yeah, quite hard to get your head around. And it's, I mean, if you're a setter in a gym, like you can kind of think, oh, just throw holes on the wall, you can make stuff up. But there is really a solid method to figuring out what's the best spray wall to train on for these athletes and how to get them used to moves that are ever changing on the World Cup circuit.
Let me just pause a second because Lynn Vandermeer really had to fight to get that right toe in there.
Yeah. Both of these routes, I thought there'd be some more struggle through the beginning sections on both of these, but
yeah, she really had to battle. It's kind of a grit your teeth and go kind of movement.
Yeah, a bit of an early fight, but it's all good.
Okay, she crosses up now, hits the crib. She might be struggling with this heat here today, coming from the Netherlands, maybe not used to this kind of temperature. And up she goes into this giant green volume that points upwards, just in case the athletes need reminding about where to go.
Points upwards.
It's a root sign. That's like a Google thing. Up, right, got it.
Go up. It's actually just a motivational. If you really look into it,
it's all psychology.
Just
right?
go up.
Well, Lynn has got the knee bar in, which we saw. Oh, no, hasn't got the knee bar. Sorry, she doesn't. Looked like she did on that shot, but no, it wasn't. Good outdoor climber is Lynn. So crosses the outdoor circuit as well as the indoor circuit.
The outdoor circuit, I've never heard that term.
Me neither.
It's
just made that one up.
She goes, you guys have like a competition of like who can get the best boulders, and it's like you cure points on the circuit.
Don't say it, it'll be a thing now. Although it might be more work for me, but we'll commentate on that. That'd be great.
That'd be actually kind of fun. You can do like a world climbing series, a world climbing club on. This is what's new in the outdoor climbing world this week.
I would quite like that.
Yeah.
I think my bosses might think differently.
I'd watch. Yeah.
3 minutes on the clock for Lynn. Cleaning break underway for the men. You can see the rope going through that, and Lynn, a little bit of an adjustment there as she makes good progress. She's climbing pretty slow though as we hit the just under 3 minute mark. And try hard face all the way from her as she wiggles that clip draw in. Nearly fell on that pinch move as well. Risky is getting high fives in the in the athlete area. Oh, and a fall from Lynn. Down she goes. Never quite settled into the route, I don't think.
Yeah, never quite settled in. Got some early fight, but kept going through it. And I believe we're at our cleaning break for the women's as well, or one more?
No, two more.
Okay,
two more for the women's. We've got Eloise Dumont and then May Kataki out for that.
It's a bit of a slower route for the women's.
Yes, I do like this system. It drives me crazy when we bring athletes, we have to wait for athletes to finish climbing. I like this rotation through. Right, this is our leaderboard as it stands. Going down to number 8, where Masahiro Kuzu is in the danger zone with 31 plus. A few falling around that point. And then as we progress upwards, it becomes all about the head wall section. 37 plus for our top 4. We'll have to wait and see if that stands. Whereas Do Hyun Lee is leading the way due to count back over Shion Omata. Risky, what performance from the Indonesian climber in 3rd. And down in 8th, Giovanni Plaki with a 25 plus. I'm not sure he'll stay there.
And we have 2 more Indonesian male climbers, I believe, going out. So potentially seeing some finals appearances.
We could do, and that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think we had one in Jakarta, 22, Raviandi.
Yep.
But we could see more. I think he placed 8th. I don't know if he got 8th or 7th.
Yeah, I can't remember thinking now. I don't think he came last. I think it was 7th.
Okay, well.
I might be making that up, to be honest. Eloise is out for Team Belgium. The war paint on her face, the chalk streaks that she always puts on. Which I think more athletes should do. She gets some chalk tattoos going on. Yeah. Preparing herself for battle out there. And there she is, approaching the wall. Right, 2 to go for the women before we have their cleaning break. The cleaning break, by the way, designed, as it sounds, to clean the wall. We want to try to get similar-ish conditions. Of course, with 24 going in, that's not possible, but we clean it halfway through because of the chalk and sweat and grime build up on the holes.
Please welcome Eloise Dumont.
Eloise reaching up high, and let's see. She's more than capable of making finals, is this lady. Very consistent in semis.
Yep. It actually looks like on her hands, she might have used too much liquid chalk and put it on the back of her hands. It's a bit of a... Liquid chalk is a necessity out here.
Oh, yes.
Without a doubt.
Do you use it for speed climbing?
Yep. Yep. I use it as a base.
Okay.
Especially here because your hands get so sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
You put it on as a base, put a lot on, and then if you use too much, put it in the back of your hands. And it actually is like a very unique appearance. That's why I put it out. And then you chalk up using regular chalk as you go on for lead or between rounds.
And is there certain chalk, I mean, we can't really talk about brands, but do certain chalks work better with humid conditions? Do you sort of swap your chalk around a bit?
Yeah, I can't say it, but there's a Singaporean company that manufactures it, and they know what they're doing.
Right. Which makes sense. Yeah. Singapore, a very sweaty country.
Yeah, it's a very sweaty country, so they know what's up. Maybe the same thing for like Japan indoor gyms, like kind of get pretty hot and humid, so they might know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, big knee bar in on the right hand, using that jib well. Moves for it quite quickly though, and a bit of a bicycle with the legs as she swings and kicks. That's our leaderboard. Dolaris Claris doing well. She's up in 7th at the moment. Top 3. Not sure. You know, that might not be beaten. 37 plus could be an interesting point to get to. Jilu Law has ice on her shoulder in front of our commentary box currently, so trying to get that injury sorted. Eloise creeping up, no dynamic moves, just locking off that right arm.
Eloise looking pretty strong through all these moves, hasn't really struggled on much.
Yeah, you're right. Solid stuff from her so far. Tends to turn on a sort of power scream, aggressive mode when she starts to struggle, so I'm sure we'll see that as she gets towards the top.
We do have mics, I'm sure we'll hear that.
Yeah, we do. You can see the mics there on the wall. Such a good feature, it really is. Alright, wraps the hand through to the sloper.
Yeah, this looks like probably one of the best ways to do it. Let's see. Going left hand then right foot, or going left hand then left foot on this as well. We've seen both.
Yeah, this women's route builds up. No drama from Eloise so far. Just cruising through.
Yeah, cruising through. Can't quite see a clock, but...
Yeah, it'll pop up, I think, when that leaderboard comes off. She will be using up that time, though. Now she seems to pick up the pace a little bit, as if sensing what we said, Sam.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think the more seasoned veterans kind of know, like, it's probably more efficient to only worry about pump and not about time, because you just don't want to fall, and kind of knowing, like, the harder points of the section, that you want to just rest as much as you can, if you can, find a good rest.
Yeah, now the fight comes, the power scream eventually, but it's a bit low maybe for our top 8. She's in 5th at the moment in 37. That plus might make all the difference.
That plus might make all the difference as we see new climbers. But we might even see 38, because there's still plenty of climbing to go in both men and women.
Yeah. Okay. So, one last woman to go here from May Kataki. She will be climbing last before our cleaning break. So Eloise gets her not undone for her. She's got some serious pump there. Eloise undoing that knot there. It's figure 8 knot they use, which can lock up a bit. She says thank you to our Bila. Nice to see.
It's always okay to ask for help for an untying of a knot.
I think it should be standard.
To have someone else untie.
Yeah, I think so. It should just be like, you know, I'm done. You just lie back and let someone do it for you. You get water brought to you.
All right, well, we're going to make this new standard.
Thanks, Sam. I feel you've got the power to make these things happen, you know. I can just say words on air.
Make an open letter to the IFSC Commission. League climbers should not be allowed to untie their own knots. That'd be an interesting thing to say publicly.
We should start it as an April Fool, maybe.
April Fool.
I can just imagine the reaction from the athletes if we did that.
It's like, what the heck? Like, why? This is such a weird issue.
Yeah. So Mei Kataki is out. This lady won her first gold in Briançon last year. Looked very impressive there. Waiting for a repeat. And the men's route will almost be cleaned, so I think we can move on with the men's quite soon. We are trying to get where we'll hopefully have time to get Sam to talk through his world record, by the way, if you're waiting for that one, because we have it ready to go. Our replay man's finger is hovering over the button, ready to go on that, and Sam will hopefully be able to tell us exactly what's going through his mind.
Yeah, it's a short segment, so we'll get back to the climbing too. But
I forget the lead. I want to know about speed, Sam. You know, just give the people what they want. But May, meanwhile, needs to get herself through this. We know you need to go up towards the head wall. That break just before the head wall, I think.
From Japan Mountaineering and Sport Climbing Association, 827 from Shiga, Japan.
There we go, our top 1 and 2.
super interesting to see the top end of both the men and women's, but mostly the women's, it feels like, with Lara, Cheon, I, and Aaron, all, I think, could easily get to almost a top on this route, but it does look really hard.
Yes, it does. They'll be back in isolation right now. The isolation area is behind the wall, and we've tried to provide as much as possible to keep the athletes cool. There's big air conditioning units. There's ice available, drinks, of course, in fridges. But, you know, the reality is we are in Bali. So the sweat is the thing. We all have to deal with it.
It's actually more so when you're out rather than when you're in ISO. Because there is ACs and you are recovering, but put the ice back on the head, get some ice vests I've seen, and just hydrating. Yes,
in our commentary box, the air conditioning unit has been actually positioned away from us, towards the tech team, which I'm not happy about.
They deserve it. They work hard.
I don't know. Maybe we'll rock up with that left foot, crossing up underneath. Bit awkward with the hands through here, but she figures it out. Slopey volumes. You're about to see a Belair lowered through the shot, I think. Not quite, but the men's has been cleaned. And May with a big boost up and some adjustments there. She's always very good with her heels and toes, is May Kataki.
Sure is strong climbing through this early section of the women's route. Up on that sign, for a sign that says go up.
You can't stop seeing it now, can you?
No.
It's just a little direction. Big cut loose from May. Brings the feet back on now. Finds the jib. I think if you commit to that method, it does work quite well. And you sometimes it takes more energy to keep your foot on than just releasing it.
Sometimes, but I feel like when you're trying to get pump efficiency in the hands, it is you could make a case on certain moves.
Yeah, especially with this sweat as well. But she stands up. She's a smaller climber, can fit quite nicely into boxes, but does occasionally struggle to reach moves. One of those. I got someone saying I should stop talking about how it's easier. No, it's not easier for taller climbers because 90% of the time it is, and I disagree with that comment. But
that's a whole can of worms right there.
It's a bit, isn't it? And now you can hear that crowd, and that is because Ravi Andy Ramadan is on to the mats.
So still 2 more Indonesian men to go, so we'll definitely see. Second take just barely in women's out of semifinals. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and this is May here, still fighting through. She's on this very tricky cross-through maneuver here, shaking out that left hand, brings it in, matches, drops the feet down.
Okay, got to that hard section, moved past it, and it's really strong. Looked a little unconfident with how she was going to hit that hold, but hits it just fine. Slows down the pace, and just kind of looks like not a terrible rest here. If she wants to shake out a little bit, get something out of it.
Yeah, that right foot is on what is a pretty good crimp to be had. And then there is Raviandi, who's did really well. His brother didn't manage to make it through, didn't get the cut, but he did. And again, you know, he will be used to these conditions, and that makes a big difference.
Yep, climbing in the heat.
He's wearing trousers, for goodness sake.
Oh my god. I remember some of the Indonesian climbers when they first got on that circuit.
Oh no, May falls.
With that.
So May is out in the place that's caught so many.
Yeah, that's a tough bottleneck. We'll see kind of if the higher level climbers at the end will get past that pretty easily, but only Flora currently had gotten past that, and only won by one move, because the next move is not easy too.
Well, this is Raviandi then. He's alone in front of the eyes of the crowd, and you can hear the energy in the stadium pick up a notch here.
For sure. Yeah, yesterday we had, anytime an Indonesian athlete would come on, it would be like, Indonesia.
Yeah. We were out in the crowd trying to film that because it was just so cool. They weren't particularly vocal. I mean, they were vocal with you. The other athletes, they were quite quiet on. The second an Indonesian even touched the stage.
Yeah, that's crazy patriotism.
Yeah, I quite enjoy a bit of biased crowd.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, why not? Raviandi doing well. He's up to the top of the red section. Needs to get above 25 plus to make it into the top 8. Big kick out to lock that toe into place. And that rope now in your shot. That's the cleaning break for the women's route. They'll go up to just above the head wall for that. Oh, Raviandi, that was a moment, and that would have cost him some energy as those feet skitter out beneath him.
Yeah. I have faith in him, though. I think, you know, we're going to see some serious fight from Raviandi today.
Oh, yeah, he would love to make another finals, especially in front of this crowd.
Yep. So he's shaking out well. Looks back, actually. And he is probably pretty good on energy. Like I would not doubt that he's pretty composed here. Sweat's less of a factor from him. He's so used to it. So let's see. He goes for. He's going to go for it dynamically. He is.
Oh, and it was a mistake from Raviandi to do that.
Interesting. Yeah, I would have. I mean, if you're going to do it dynamically, just do it as a paddle where it's a 1-2 catch. But unfortunate performance from Raviandi. I think he had a lot more to give. I
think so too. Yeah, left hand, I think, slipped away from him. It was a brave way to do it, but I think he'll look back and rethink that. And you can see him now with that tropical backdrop. And as we keep saying, just behind those trees is the ocean. I mean, you could jump out of ISO into the sea if you wanted to.
Jump off the wall.
Jump off the wall. Now that is a link I'd quite like to do. So Raviandi looking up, tying that knot.
Yep, he's getting it untied. He's part of the new rule.
He understands.
The new wave of league climbers.
Yeah.
New trend.
Should be a thing. This open letter. It's going to be. I've got a few other things for the open letter as well. You know.
No, that's just that. It's the most pressing issue in climbing currently. Is lead climbers not tying their own? Is it tying in and tying out that we're protesting?
Oh no, I think just the untie.
Okay.
I think tying in, you know, that's a whole safety issue. The untie should be it. You know, just you guys work hard for what you do.
Do they allow Yosemite finishes in this?
The what, sorry?
Do they have Yosemite finishes allowed?
Talking about a bowling?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like a Yosemite finish?
I don't know what
instead of a supper knot?
Oh yeah, no, you're not basically. You have to use a figure 8. Have to. Right, Taisai Homer. I went and interviewed him for the Climbing Club the other day. He was hiding underneath an umbrella. I went and joined him. You can see that interview on YouTube. Love watching Taisai climb. Super fun athlete to watch. And he will attempt to get farther. There's been a real stopping block in this men's. We haven't seen progress for a while.
I'm looking ahead, right in front of the commentary box. There's Indonesian athletes. They're wearing jackets.
Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they? What is going on with that? Wow. Yes, it's a different appreciation of heat. They must be freezing when they come to Europe.
Yeah, so what I was previously saying, when they first got on the circuit, they were wearing coats and shivering in like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe something Celsius. I'm American. I'm sorry. It was like all the other American athletes were hot, and they were shivering. Like literally, they were so cold. It's crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, it's different set of circumstances you have to deal with. Okay, so Taisei Hummer will do his classic, I'm sure, which is look shaky and like he's about to fall off and won't. It's the Taisei way.
Yeah. Very excited to see Jesse climb too.
Yeah, me too. He's another one who does that. Jesse was looking great in qualification. So
the rule for Jesse Grouper is whenever he looks tired and pumped, however many moves there's left in the route is the amount of moves he'll do. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Jesse anecdote.
Awesome. Here he is, Taisei on the slopers. Then looking a bit awkward, but rocking up. Oh, this is such a. Oh, that heel does slip. Now that was very risky. I was about to say to rock up on that heel.
Perfect prediction of what was going to happen.
It just looks so shaky, like not the way, and he's struggling now.
Yeah.
And that's better, I think.
Let's see a reset. Yeah, and goes for it.
That was a full misread there from Taisei.
That's all right. Let's see. He'll reset, get the clip, and move on. He lost some energy there, which might cost him as he moves up. But if he gets a good rest, no one else was able to get the knee bar.
He's in real trouble, is Taisei right now. And the thing is, it raises your heart rate, and if you're breathing deep as it is, anyway because of the heat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like my tactic when I used to lead climb is just like you slow your eyes. I think is a common one.
Slow your eyes.
Slow your eyes. Like focus on one point, and so you're not darting around.
Huh. That's a pretty good tip.
You never heard of that?
No, never.
Really?
I was trying to slow my eyes down, and I didn't know what you were talking about, so I just sort of shut my eyes, which I don't think.
Don't shut your eyes. Don't close your eyes. You got to look at the route, but slow your eyes because if they're darting around, then your body tends to panic.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think from Roman. I think
this is brilliant.
Roman tried.
I did not expect to get lead climbing tips from the fastest speed climber in the world, but I'm learning something. So.
Yeah, you really learn a lot. Like I think I've taken a lot of stuff to my speed career from lead climbing. Like I'm not very good, and I didn't really compete in it, but being on the wall, especially outdoors. Oh, come on, Taisei. When you're scared, pumped, and tired, you learn a lot how to compete as an athlete in anything. So.
There we go. Taisei is climbing exactly the way we thought he would climb, which is shakily.
Shakily, and he's doing just fine.
Yep. He wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But that mistake down low for sure affected the middle section of this route. Is whether he can recover something here.
Yeah, we'll see if he really strong, like campus pull up on the feet.
He's got good flexibility, but that knee's in a horrible position.
Yep, and he hits it.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can move on to that pocket. Oh, easy for him. He's moved on, gets the clip, and then seeing if people I think need to do this section slower.
Yeah.
Going from the block crimps to the non-block crimp, or the non-block crimps to the block crimps, is pretty hard. We've seen 2 or 3 people fall off because they just stretched too much.
Yeah. Taisei then will go towards that blocked pocket in a minute. It's out there on the right. So that's the blocked pocket now, and then doesn't like it. And he's realised this trick from the setters. So just to remind everyone, the setters have put a red blocker in the back of that left-hand pocket, which the athletes will not have seen from the ground. The one he's reaching to now, and he falls.
Yep.
That might be a bit too low for Taisei for finals.
Yep. Definitely that mistake might have cost him a little bit, but still exceptionally strong climbing.
So we're going to watch, Sam, your world record here. We're going to try to fit this in. Talk us through these moments, Sam, because to explain to everyone, full start in finals allowed you to do something unique. We're going to try to get the this is it. So this was your moment. Talk us through this.
Yeah, so just real quick so we can talk to get back to lead climbing. But when your opponent false starts in finals, you're guaranteed to win, right? So I had already become gold medalist in this, but the crowd was all there, hyped him up, and you do get another route. So you get to rerun, even though you've already won gold, and my goal is just I'm going to throw down a world record. And that's exactly what I did. You really, like, as a speed climber, that's like the best possible thing that can happen. It's like such a dream of a scenario where no pressure at all, but the crowd is all there. You're at a World Cup, which you won, and you just get for fun to get back on the wall.
Such a cool moment, Sam. And you were saying you think you made a mistake up here at the top somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be like Mondo. I need 11 world records to drop a rap song.
Right.
So I in both of the world records didn't quite have the best run. So I think we can see some more from me. All right, perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. We fitted that in nicely. We really wanted to talk through that moment. It's not often we get a 6-time breaking his own world record person in the commentary box, which is what you've done. Right, Nino is out from Switzerland. The women's route is being cleaned. Almost done now. Mattia Pozzi will be out next in the second half of the women's comp. And by the way, Sam, if you want to go and chill and go and do something, you're more than welcome. Don't go, but if you need a break from here, please go and do that.
No, I will be sticking through to watch Serato climb.
Oh, yes, he's coming. You were the one who thought this is a Serato route, didn't you?
This is a Serato route. Yeah, you told me this is going to be hard. I don't think we're going to see any tops on men. And I said I believe in Serato. I don't think like that he's in just an exceptional form. I've had so many fun interactions with Serato throughout my career. I met him for the first time in 2021 at Youth Worlds in Russia, and spoke like zero English. And then as we kind of grew up on the circuit, he learned more, and I got some Serato anecdotes. And so, like, one of my favorite things he says is just, I want to stand in the middle of the podium.
Meaning the top spot.
Meaning the top spot. He says, like, I don't like the sides. I like the middle of the podium. He likes to win events.
Yes. And he's done that a few times, hasn't he, I think?
He's quite good at it.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
He's he accomplishes his goals quite often when it comes to standing in the middle.
Yes. Well, Serato will be out towards the end of our competition. Right now, we're watching Nino here from Team Switzerland. Who is, as everyone has done, sort of has to rethink the bottom. I think it's much harder than you'd expect to pull on.
Yeah, Nino's strong though. That was like not too much, like no cuts throughout the first bouldery section, and then we'll see again no knee. Ooh, never mind. I was about to say no knee bar. Looked like he was moving on, but a little bit of a rest. Didn't quite do a full no hands, but maybe got a little something out of that.
No, we only saw Victor do that. He's the only one to have got that no hands shake, which he did twice, but didn't actually help him too much. Nino, one of his teammate will be out after him, Mr. Sasha Lehmann, a bit further up the order, and another one, Jonas as well. So 3 Swiss athletes for the men. Right, Mattia Pozzi gets underway. Now she was. Nino drops out. He's gone early.
Unfortunate. Yeah, just a little bit of a slip. He had a lot more to give. Unfortunate.
Yeah, so Mattia Pozzi during run 1 was absolutely livid with her performance.
Really?
Went off stage very, very angry. One of those moments where, my job is to get athletes to talk. I didn't want to go anywhere near her. Afterwards, I had a chat with her about it. She just said, look, I just thought I'd messed it up. And then she did really well in that second one. And it turned out it was very hard, the first women's route. But she's a real fighter, is Mattia Pozzi. Lovely to see her back.
Yep. That's an exceptional job at resetting, especially in this weather. Yeah. Like, for qualies, when it's so long and you get up so early in the morning and you're climbing 2 routes and have to reset for this entire field, like, big kudos to her for that.
Yeah, she's one of those. She just is a fighter all the way. And it's good to see her this lead thinking about specialising in lead. She's not really a boulderer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a great thing that LA gave all the climbers the opportunity to do that, and all the work that IFSC has put in to advocate for ourselves, and how well climbing has done in Paris. Like, it's such a dream to have the sport platformed in that way.
Agreed. It was still the most watched new sport in the Olympics last year. It's up and coming. All right, Mattia on the crimps. Creeps out that left foot.
Mattia climbing strong. Those crimps are actually quite smaller than I thought. And that texture is going to ruin your skin as well, especially these guys. Some of these guys have been to 2 other comps before this. So.
Yeah, and humidity won't be happening. Jesse Grouper's just been announced.
Jesse Grouper has on the stage, my USA teammate. He has been crushing it outdoors, both in boulder and lead, the off-season.
Yeah, he had a nasty finger injury most of last season. And, it was kind of just a maintenance thing. I don't think he knew, although qualifying for the Olympics, it wasn't going to be his year necessarily.
Yeah. Such an incredibly nice person, hard worker. He has, he works in this engineering lab, incredibly smart,
Yeah, and his environmental credentials are up there as well. He works for Protect Our Winters, is one of the organisations for that, and he's very keen. I had a meeting actually with him. Oh, Mattia falls! Wow, head in her hands. That was sudden and unexpected from Mattia Pozzi. She's back on the ground and looks immediately towards her coaches. She's disappointed, and that will be outside of finals for her.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But she'll see a reset for her going into these new Really World Cups. Jessie looking strong, but a little bit slow for these sections.
Yes,
he is not climbing them fast.
Yeah, this is classic Jessie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I want to talk, because Jessie is a triangle athlete, which will allow me to talk about these new ropes. So these ropes have been specially designed. The 5 meters either side at either end have red on them. That is to indicate, because one of the biggest accidents in climbing is that people either get lowered off or rappel off the end of a rope. So Triango have come up with this concept. Now, it might seem like an obvious thing. However, it does change things, because it's touched by human hands 32 times during the manufacture of these ropes. So it's not an easy thing to do, and it's a cool innovation, and nice to see it on the IFSC circuit. So nice one, Triango.
That's an excellent promotion. I knew nothing about that, but that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, improving the safety of climbing just makes it more accessible, so that's amazing.
Yeah, and Jessie is doing good work as he hits the slopers now.
Yep, I expect Jessie to be quite confident through this section. Even though he might not look, he'll look pretty shaky, but he'll stay on.
Yeah, he just about hit that left hand. Shoulder removed to unwind.
Yep. Yeah, Jessie's just such a nice person. Strong through this very positive attitude, uplifting human being.
Didn't like that toe hook though, did he? And he's going to go for a risky left hand cross. Jessie Gruber on the edge with that one.
Yeah, that was interesting. Nice to see him have that confidence. That's like very immediate decision as well. A lot of climbers would kind of panic and do that, but Jessie does an exceptional job and just like, okay, this is the option. I'm going to go for it. He does an incredible job, and didn't lose much energy with that.
That's good work from Jessie. All right, so adjust the right hand a bit.
I'm going to go ahead and put my money on he'll do a static for this.
Oh, Sam. Oh, no. Commentator curse here. And Natsuki Tani, by the way, on the right-hand side, another member of Team Japan. She also struggles with time occasionally and dynamic moves. No dynamic moves in this one, but time potentially a factor for her.
Yeah. Jessie finding a good shakeout with both the toe hook and the toe. Getting some pressure off his hands.
Yeah, time. No one getting anywhere near the head wall for the men yet, as was expected yet. I know, Serato.
We'll go for it.
This heel is risky though. This rock up. Just.
Ooh. His heel is insecure, but he keeps his feet on the entire time.
And Natsuki Tani as well is fitting herself into small boxes. She's one of our smaller, 5'2".
Yeah, Natsuki Tani getting to that early section. Jessie gets the pocket, looking a little pumped.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's climbed himself into a position where he could potentially make finals, but I think that left arm is going.
Yep.
Oh, it does come off.
Man. Solid performance.
Yeah, it was good work. Again, I think outside of a finals place. We'll get some scoreboards up in a minute just to check things, but Mei Kataki right now has that left heel in. All of the athletes leaving ISO with ice packs on their head.
Yep, it's crazy.
Yeah. Sort of mix of emotions from everyone. There is our leaderboard for the women. So top 8, remember, both the Czech athletes down in the dangerous places, around about 33 and 32 plus. 38 from Flora Blasa might be unreachable. And Natsuki Tani would certainly give it a go. She goes with that left hand. Very good with her heels, is Natsuki Tani. Anything to turn a move into a static grind.
That's some climbers.
Oh, just caught that yellow slope with the right hand to steady herself. Right now, this is the first of the dangerous moments for Mei Kataki, and that reaction, by the way, was for Putra Rabadani, who's coming out onto the stage now for the men for Indonesia.
As his best performance for his career.
Natsuki Tani is looking pretty comfortable on this awkward section.
Yep, switches her hand over the rope, which is interesting, but ooh.
Oh, and she drops out of it.
Yeah.
I think it's getting worse, the conditions, Sam.
I might agree with you. The sun is rising.
Yeah, it's coming out to 11:30. So approaching the hottest part of the day, and it's just, yeah, it's not getting any cooler. There he is, Putra underway. I was just saying, I don't know a huge amount about him.
I think, yeah, he's one of the more recent lead climbers who's moved to the Satika Hotel to train with the Indonesian national team. And again, they're like a family. I stayed with them for a week and a half last year. They eat dinner together, they sleep together, they have a strict curfew, they do pretty much everything together, both lead and speed. Just the lead does different sessions. They train on the spray wall and for lead. Not much bouldering. They have some boulder walls there, but they don't really train bouldering too much. I know they have some gyms in Jakarta that they go to, but at that actual setup they have a couple spray walls, their speed wall, and then their lead wall.
Yeah, I get the feeling with the Indonesian team, they're sort of expanding their program slowly. You know, they're
Yeah.
not, and I actually think that's smart. Often, I think teams will try to do everything at once.
Yes. So I spoke to Yeni Wahid, who's the current president of the Federasi Panjat Tebing Indonesia, or the Federation of Sport Climbing Indonesia, and she said that speed was kind of the first step because it's kind of, Indonesia isn't the most economically sound country, so it's cheap to build a bunch of speed walls in places. It's standardized, and you can learn it by watching videos of just people online. So that's kind of the beautiful thing about developing speed climbing in a place like Indonesia. And I think the genetic palette for speed is really, really good. With the Southeast Asian, it's kind of similar to badminton or something like that. But so they started with speed. Then they have a decent lead climbing culture. Got some good outdoor routes in the area, at least in Southeast Asia. And so now lead is their focus for LA, trying to qualify some people for lead, sending some athletes to other countries, and potentially bringing in some route setters and coaches to Indonesia to coach them. But yeah, speed was the first kind of culture. I believe they started. Federico Leonardo, the Olympic champion, he's was noticed when he was 16, and they kind of started the program, got funding from the government, live in this hotel together, have a full coach, have a full staff, and then the success of Federico winning the Olympics and the general speed climbing in Indonesia has really helped them stay strong. So now they're hosting World Cups, they hosted Asian qualifiers, and yeah, I'm very proud of everyone involved with Indonesian climbing that it's got to this point.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Sam is very involved with this. Learned to speak Indonesian, so he knows what he's talking about. Right, Sarah Chopper for Slovenia is getting cheered, as is Putra here, who is doing well. He's got up to the toe hooky section, whereas a possible rest.
Climbing fast.
Yeah.
Let's see. No heel hook.
Whoa, it's risky, yeah. That left hand is not good enough in these conditions to do that.
Yeah. Stepping, that's Voltex. That was I can't quite see if there's maybe another part of it, but I think that's dual text. He was just fully stepping on dual text.
Yeah, very risky move, and he went for it. Good commitment, but it's not going to work, and he's going to be outside. And Jesse Grouper as well, by the way, just outside of the finals in 9th at the moment, so no finals for him.
Yeah, strong performance from him, but missing in finals.
Yeah, he has to reset. Right, this is Sarah Chopper. Big risky move, that one. Yeah, so good on the youth circuit. We're sort of waiting for her to fulfill that potential in the senior side of things, but she's just a regular into the semi-finals at the moment. Gosh, I want to go swimming, Sam.
We'll go for a little swim after this.
Okay, thank goodness. Yeah, this is we see the speed wall on the right. That was in action yesterday. The hold's already stripped. Our lead wall will be stripped off between semi-finals and finals. Sasha Lehman has entered the stage. Sarah had to search around with that left hand for a hold there on the no-tex. Found it eventually. Ooh, wanted a drop knee, changed her mind. Goes for the boost. Powerful climber. Making sure of that left foot now. Nice and steady, calming herself down here. It's good work from Sarah. This is all about this next section, and we think the conditions have worsened out there, and we're seeing many women sliding off here. Sarah's gone back and forth a few times.
Yeah, a little bit odd with the way she's doing it. Maybe just a misread and is trying to just recorrect. I mean, this left hand doesn't seem like the easiest to commit to if you kind of aren't sure what you're going to do. Let's see if she goes for the match or just goes right out left. Okay.
Makes it work as well.
Yeah, it makes it work just fine.
Risky from her.
Yeah, but wow.
Oh, the drop knee.
The drop knee is interesting. That's some flexibility right there.
Oh, yes. It's so cool when you see it. The knee just appears like it's about to explode, and yet you're still twisting through. So that arm, though, look at those elbows starting to creep. It's a very slopey right hand crimp, and she hits a slopey left hand. Sasha Lehmann is climbing on the left. I've said this a few times, I was surprised. Did the Boulder World Cup in Cachao? Sarah drops out. Yeah, so Sasha was like, well, you know, I'm in China, I might as well compete in Boulder, but lead is where he's really at.
Yeah, so I think another specialized climber. I wonder, so, I mean, what I talked to Toby about, his theory was that people will start off doing both and then choose one as we get closer to the next Olympics, if that is their goal for comp climbing.
I think there's something to be said as well for continuing boulder and vice versa. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of endurance if you're a boulder and a bit of power if you're a lead climber.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's just a lot of strong climbers, especially if you want to climb outdoors. Like, I think, for example, Hamish send Megatron.
I know.
That was incredible.
Potentially the hardest boulder in the world we're talking about. It's a 9A or V17, but one of the harder ones.
Yeah, that was incredible from him. So I wonder if we'll see. He's an exceptional lead climber. I think got 5th at the Olympics. Like, really strong season last year. So I wonder if, like, he wants to focus on boulders, but he's also always been a lead climber, really. Like, I thought about it for him.
Well, Sasha as well, this lead specialist, and I think we will see him specialise, but he's right now. Oh, now that's smarter. Makes that move, which we've seen a few for, but he's in trouble. He does peel off that sloper.
Yeah, Sasha's such a great story. Not barely qualifying, I think, on time to Tokyo, but making a comeback through Paris when he wasn't really sure that was in the cards for him. Getting through OQS and doing it. Like,
yeah, I was there when he missed out on Tokyo, and yes, it was just one of those heartbreaking moments. Helene Janico underway, and I was chatting to Roman about Helene, saying she looked good at the moment, and he just nodded to me. Yep, she is. Very, very strong climber. Made finals in Wujiang, down at the bottom of the order in that finals, but more than capable. I think everyone from now on is going to be up against it in terms of the slippiness. We've seen all the women drop out of the cross-room move, and a lot of men on that left-hand sloper as well. And it could be one of those things where, as you said at the very beginning, you called it, being out first might be an advantage here.
Just about. But also being Serato is an advantage.
Yes, I mean, if you're superhuman, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right. Jonas is out for the men as well. Helene is looking good down low at the moment. She likes a nasty crimp. She's doing well through here.
Let's go, Ute.
Our crowd starting to pick up the festival atmosphere. There's lots of tents, there's places to eat here.
Yeah, I always like Indonesia. They set up kind of these bazaars of little markets. They always make really good merch.
Yeah, I was sitting, we did a link and I was sitting on one of the food stands. And unfortunately I didn't get to eat any of the food, but it was smelling delicious.
We'll go for lunch after this.
Fantastic. Right. Helene on the right, up towards the slopers. Jonas on the left. At the moment, good. We just know where these cruxes are. It's almost sort of like let them cook, and then we'll come back to them in a minute to literally cook.
Let them cook.
Let them cook.
Look at the waves. We'll go for a surf while they bake in the sun.
I'll be honest, Sam, I'm not a very good surfer. I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
Quite scared of sharks.
Yeah, that was not my reason. I'm just scared of getting injured.
True. Yeah, you should go and follow Sam's Instagram if you don't already, because he gives some wonderful insights on how to be a pro athlete, his day-to-day routines. It basically embarrasses me whenever I see you do a video like that. I sort of look at my own lifestyle and think.
My funniest comment on that was I made a video about my nutrition and stuff, and one of my actual in-person friends just goes, "Man, I just reheated my Taco Bell this morning." I was, but
yes, you know, I'm the kind of a gentleman who likes a beer after work. You know, I don't think I'll routine.
You can have that. You can have that.
I'm not the world's best speaker. Helene missed that jib there with the left hand, but made it work. And Nino is. Sorry, Jonas is doing good at the moment. Up into the blue section. It's really all about the next couple of moves for the men, though. This is where it gets slopey. Your hands start to slide, and I think you've just got to be quick. But of course, he has
got to get that clip.
Oh, he nearly forgot it, didn't he?
Nearly forgot it. Steps on the dual text with his left foot, but it looks completely fine.
Yes, confident stuff from him, but that will have just cost him some time. Had to reclimb a section, of course. And yeah, he just sort of shrugged and looked down a bit despondently then. Yeah. This move is what it's all about for the men, but Helene has got through the women's early crux.
Yeah, she's coming probably the fastest we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, through the crux.
I think Nino knew the second he made that mistake.
Yeah.
You could see the anger. Sorry, Jonas. You could see the anger from him.
Yeah. All right, so Helen is through that section. Looks pretty confident, and she has 2.5 minutes on the clock. So that's almost a minute more than we've seen, if I'm not wrong.
Great to see the step up in her game. She used to struggle with time, doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
Right,
all right,
here we
let's
go.
see. Establishes that foot quite strong and just goes for it.
Oh, too high that time.
Yeah, yeah. See, I mean, you can be climbing as well as you want, but it's still a brutally accurate move on that.
It's funny, it looks like a big pocket on camera, but I think it's because you're so low on it and coming off a slope, it's hard to be accurate.
Yeah, well, you've also climbed 37 moves.
There is that as well, yeah. Well, the leaderboard is not moving around too much at the moment as things develop here. We are, by the way, if you're just joining us, we're at the semi-final for the lead competition. We're looking for just 8 athletes to make it through to the next round. And at the moment, in the semi-final, Taiso Homa has an appeal against him. I'm just looking on the app here, so that could affect his position. He's in 8th at the moment.
This is an appeal against him?
Yes, well, I'm not sure what it's an appeal for, but there is appeal underway at the moment. All right, bit of a pause here. Yannick Floe is on from Germany onto the mats. Now, he's got an interesting story this year. You always would have fitted him in to be more of a boulderer or a boulder climber, but this year he's went for speed and apparently just a bit frustrated with the way modern setting is for boulder. So decided to focus more on lead this year. Whether that will change next year, we'll see.
Yeah, he definitely went for speed this year.
Did I say speed?
You said speed.
Oh my goodness, my brain is going.
That's all right.
The L word, lead, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, look, again, such an interesting concept across the circuit to see these guys specialize and show off their best throughout.
Yeah, and he's looking fit.
Fit.
Adrian, underweight.
Can't quite see her from the commentary booth. We have an amazing set. We have the Indonesian athletes wearing jackets with an umbrella.
Oh, goodness me. There they are, as well, and trousers and everything. I've rolled my t-shirt up. I'm in shorts. I'm a entire gunge pit of sweat here in the commentary box. It's disgusting. For the athletes doing well to maintain. And there is Adrian on the right.
Yep. My USA teammate. She is actually crushing it this year. In terms of things, like she's such an incredible athlete, known her for a couple of years now, improving and improving. Credits her family. So I asked her yesterday, told me to shout out to her parents and her family. So to the Clarks watching at home, shout out to you guys. You guys are great. And Adrian, credit to you with a lot of her recent success.
I'd agree with it. Her family are very supportive. They message me quite a lot just to talk about her, how well she's doing. And yeah, a lot of a good support network behind that lady. Good to make semi-finals. Missed out in Wujiang, just, yeah. But still just climbing really well in both boulder and lead. She rests now, goes up with the right hand. She'll need to climb quickly, I think, for the women. You don't want to hang around at them. Good knee bar as well.
Without a doubt. Yannick's climbing fast, too. He's easily through the first sections of the route.
You know, Yannick is a kind of climber who can brutal sections.
He sure can.
But I don't know if he can brutal it in these conditions. Can he brutal this move?
Can he brutal this move? He does set the heel hook. There we go.
So controlled from Yannick as he hits the sloper.
That sloper just seems awful to grab right now.
That is good work.
Gets the jab and then goes out left. Interesting. As an extra move. Intermediate.
How is he swinging around this much in these holds? Everyone else has been sliding off it. Yannick looks like it's a different event. Yeah, his teammate Yannick Nigel will be joining me in the commentary box tonight for the finals. Looking forward to that.
See Adrian moving pretty smoothly through the early sections. Yannick about to start this gauntlet of pockets.
Yeah, here we go. It's the kind of thing that he will like.
Yeah, this is a brutal section that he can brutalize. To quote you, man.
And he's got massive shoulders, so let's see if he can unleash them. Makes the match.
Matches. Really slows down is what he's got to do. So he realizes this is a block cramp.
This is
then
good stuff. Oh no!
Toe hook. Wow! Exceptional.
That looks logical now, we see it.
Wow! And we lose Adrian. Unfortunate. And we see a new high point getting close, at least with Yannick.
Yeah,
sets the heel hook and gets the clip, moving into the head wall for the first time on this men's route.
Oh no, that right foot slipped as he did it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had
I
so
saw that
much
right
more in
foot.
the tank there.
But yeah, so much more in the tank. But 35 is a new high point. Almost clinched the finals. How many do we have?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
All right, so he will be in finals tonight.
Yes, we'll show you a leaderboard when we can here because it's getting pretty important. Yeah, showing us what happened. The slip.
Yeah,
he had more there.
Yeah, super unfortunate for Adrian, but solid climbing for her in quality yesterday.
Yeah, she leaves the stage, and this is our leaderboard. So, down to number 8, Sarah Chopper with 35. 37 plus is where it's all about. Everyone falling. We did talk about separation. Hasn't quite been achieved yet. But I think conditions making the most of that. Flora Blasser, I reckon she's guaranteed a final. You know, I'm going to pre-predict that one. And for the men, Yannick Chloe climbs his way into a finals place, 35 plus, and way above the rest. Okan Lee, the closest, at 33 plus, and Hinsung No in the danger zone. I think that will shift as well on 30. Countback is making a difference here.
For sure.
Osh McKenzie will be coming onto the stage for the women in a couple of seconds, and then Neo Suzuki out next, the controversial hero from Wuzhang.
Controversial hero from Wuzhang.
Yes, there was a belaying error that meant he had to climb again. And by the way, those Trango tote bags there, another innovation brought by Trango, just to neaten everything up on stage means, you know, less for the athletes to trip up on, looks good on stage, so well done for Trango for doing that. And now Neo underway. Now this man, I didn't know a huge amount about him again, fairly new to the circuit, but boy is he good.
Yeah, quite young Japanese athlete. I think he made his debut in 23. We had such a fun moment after VLARs in 23. I invited, it was myself, Colin Duffy, Zach Hammer, speed climber, and Serato, Neo, and Shion. And I said, we should play Mario Kart. And we ended up playing Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And it was like the most fun we've ever had. They are so good at both of those games.
I take it you didn't win, though.
I won. I actually won one of the Mario Kart games.
Okay.
It was my specialty. It was Mario Kart Wii, which is the game I'm really good at.
Right.
But they're so good. They all use Rob, by the way. If you'd like to know which Smash Bros. Character, you're not going to get this insights from any other commentator.
Of course.
They all use Rob, and they're all insanely good.
There we go.
It's like their hobby. Yeah, the Americans. They did the thing where they handicapped themselves. They jump off the map first try to give us more lives, and they still destroyed us.
Wow, this is the insights I need to have at the commentary. But I don't want to know about climbing. I want to know about this. Right, Osh McKenzie, the boulder specialist, is very quickly becoming a lead specialist as well, is out and about on the right-hand side. And Neo, now Neo climbed, the first time he climbed in Wuzhang, he climbed in slow motion almost. Very static onto the moves, super controlled. Second time was a bit faster, because, you know, he was more pumped. And Osh as well, you know, if anyone can break through this bottleneck we're seeing for the women, it's Osh.
I might agree with you on that as well. She's had such a great comeback as well. Through Australia, not a ton of climbing history back then, but made the Olympics in 21, improved again, made the Olympics in Paris, and is just, you know, consistently in semis and finals for World Cups for both Boulder and Lead now.
Yeah, very good competitor. She might be another one we look at for LA to doing the double. We'll see. Travels the world with her sisters. Really good to have her here. Right, up she goes with the right hand and rests now. She'll need to unleash all of that technicality she has. Neo tried to get a sort of a heel lock into that crack section. Luckily changed his mind.
Yeah, he swings the clip. That's a first for this wall. It's such a veteran move of you can push the clip so that you can get it a little bit closer to you. I'm not sure how necessary that was on the line, but
it allows us to talk about it because you can't weight the clip, but you can hit it or put it on your leg or whatever you want, but you just can't pull on it.
Yep. So super experienced move, knowing what you can do there.
Yeah.
And Osh is actually trying to get through this section. A little bit of indecisiveness, but I think she's moved on to she is going to go that cross and then get the clip from there and maybe go left hand. I
think this is a good indicator of what this women's route has become. If she falls here, we know the conditions are awful. She's looking all right at the moment.
Yeah. So we see Neo move on past that section, goes out left, and moving super fast in this bouldery section.
Yeah, he's on it. Look at this. And looking in control as we kind of already I'm expecting from Neo. All right. Osh drills in that right foot as well. Looks right. Brings the left hand through. She's having to fight suddenly here. Oh, skittering the feet. Now she needs a plus here if she's going to get towards final. She's going for the plus, and that might be enough. That could be
we'll
good.
See.
Yeah.
We'll see. It is on the fringe without a doubt.
Neo in this cross-through move. reminds me of Off the Wagon, that famous boulder problem in Val Bavonius. Crosses through with the shoulder, and he's got the heel. Now Yannick had a toe. Look how comfortable Neo looks on that heel. Wow. And then cuts loose. He's going to the head wall, isn't he? Off he goes. Right hand sloper, of course. He's got to hit this. Doesn't the first time, does the second. That's our leaderboard for the men as Neo falls now.
Neo
Currently in 7th. It's going to, that score isn't quite been updated, so that's going to change.
I think he might have gotten the plus.
I think so, yeah.
Let's see. The plus is.
Okay, wow. No, way up. So, no, not way up.
Wait, something moved.
Something
that wasn't Neo.
No, it was a matter for some reason. Anyway,
okay,
we'll figure it
out.
Yeah,
well, they'll figure it out.
Don't think too hard about these things. Neo's down, Osh is down. And good work from Osh. That might have made a big difference going for that plus. And it was interesting. She switched into forget the clip mode, go for the plus mode. She's still trying to walk off with the rope attached here. She wants to be gone out of the shade, I think, into the shade. So she will leave with the rope still tied on. Finding some shade. Will be boiling out there. All right, well, we're getting through. The women's climbing much slower. Mia Krampel, Rio Nakagawa, Rosa Reka, Laura Roger, Shenso, Ai Mori, and Erin McNeese to come for the women. And for the men, Alberto Hines Lopez, Satomi Yoshida, and Serato and Raku will come out. And there is Alberto Hines Lopez, the red colours of Spain.
Yes, our 2021 Olympic champion, bronze medalist in Wuzhong, getting back on. He's trying to get another finals appearance.
Yes, and climbing very well at the moment. It's been a pleasure watching him come back. Recovered from the toe, and now he's on it. He's gone for the full cover your chalk hand in liquid chalk method.
Already taking part in men's sector, representing Spain. Please give applause to Alberto Chinos Lopez.
And for women lead category, coming from the city of
Yannick flowing in front of us in the commentary box. You alright, Yannick? He says hello. I think he wants to find some shade.
He can come hang out in this corner.
Yeah.
At the age of 24.
Yeah, I think he was trying to find a bin. I don't know what he was doing, but he came and said hello to us in the commentary box. Right, Alberto crossing through. And there is Mia Krampel.
Alberto and Mia Krampel, two super strong climbers.
Mia Krampel.
Yeah, I admire Mia Krampel a lot, actually. She's a climber I would aspire to be if I had some talent. She's just really enjoy the way she sort of combines that fluid flow she has with occasional moments of pure power.
Yeah, quick description, we'll see Alberto using some of the bouldering credentials, as you called it, in these early sections. Kind of solid.
He's looking good. He'll know as well, you know, that these conditions means you have to be careful on certain moves.
Barcelona is not the coldest place in the summer.
No,
and
Madrid's going to be interesting, isn't it?
They do have an outdoor training facility in Barcelona as well, so he might be a bit more used to that. I don't know how much they use it in the summer, but it's pretty hot out there.
Yeah, a lot of people chat about Madrid being, you know, replacing Briançon, and that is going to be baking.
Yep, it will without a doubt be baking.
But not maybe as humid as here. Possibly.
You'll never know, but yeah, the U.S. team trained in Barcelona before Paris, and they had a facility there. Alberto often trains at.
Yeah, so up he goes. So his climb is really quick as well.
Yeah, moved through that section without a doubt. Let's see if he'll go for this heel.
Yeah, there's been a few ways. This left-hand slope he's going for is a tricky one. Up he goes, easy.
Yeah, seems like he chalked up his hand just for that. and well, he's chalking up almost every move.
There he is. Oh, the cut loose, swings the right foot in.
Yeah.
Now, Mia Krampel is going okay. A little slow from her, but there's no need to rush for the women.
Used the bolt blocker for a second, slid right off.
Yeah, the bolt blockers are innovation. Thank goodness that came in a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Because before that, if you stood in a bolt, you'd be disqualified.
Yeah.
I'm surprised setters haven't almost kind of built this into the setting, but they have no friction on the bolts. They're not going to provide any assistance.
And yeah, I would not be able to step on a bolt blocker here in Bali right now.
Oh gosh,
it seems impossible.
Alberto in the block pocket, great camera shot there to show the red volume. Oh wow, that's powerful stuff.
Nice. Ooh, he gets the stretch.
Hardly anyone has managed to make that work like that.
Yeah. I think it's really a testament if you slow down and reset and don't just try to brutal through those moves, but Yannick did it. So.
Yes. Oh no, he falls.
Falls, I think that's a 33 plus or 34 plus. I can't see.
Keep an eye on the scores for you, but we're certainly approaching the point where we're no finalists here. Mia Krampel then into the women's low crux, which is becoming the women's crux on this route.
As I mentioned before, Alberto is our last 3
Blassa still leading the way. Flora with the climb of the comp so far. Ocean McKenzie did very well in that 37 plus. That slap up did make a difference, and Helene Jenny-Cor down in third now. What can Mia do here? Changes the feet. Come on, Mia. Gets the left hand. Trusts the sloper. And now it's game time for Mia as well. Heel, or toe on, sorry.
From Slovenia. They're doing so good. For women's track.
So, Mia looking good at the moment here.
Mia moving almost on to this section that has given so many speed climbers, or lead climbers trouble. You get one, I get one.
2 minutes and 30 seconds for Mia Krampel.
I think Mia Sam is suffering from the heat here as well.
I feel myself sweating now.
Yes, me too. I've been from climber number 2, I was sweating. I'm just, as I said, disgusting. Mia Krampel, though, reaches out with the left. Right, she's a couple of moves off. This is the moment for the women. Can she possibly get through it?
Gets that sloper.
The crowd pick up. They know they want to encourage her. Oh, that right hand. You know what? That's the first time we've really seen that.
Yeah, seen that angle. That's a tough move to me.
And it's not a jug
it's
in there,
not a jug at all. It's a sloper jib. That's sticky, or not sticky at all.
Yes.
Sweaty.
Sweaty. So Tony Yoshida underway. I was being told by my co-coms in Julia Fischer in Wuzhang that he was in Innsbruck a lot over the off-season training. So had a bit of a European session. It's funny, a lot of the European athletes go to Japan, a lot of the Japanese athletes go to Europe. It's just sort of basically house swap.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are the two kind of epicenters of setting. And so those two places where people have different ideas at active weights, I think Salt Lake City is becoming that as well. But yeah, people want to try the opposite type of setting of these incredible Japanese routes and in these innovative European routes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Satone is going. Not many to go now for the men, and we can see now guaranteed top 3 for sure. This is Satone crossing underneath. A bit of a breeze suddenly rustling through our stadium, which is a relief for everyone. Ryu Nakagawa has just been announced. She's the second highest placing Japanese athlete. Aimori to come, of course. Looking calm at the moment, resting down low early. This is the knee bar section if you wanted it. He hasn't used it. Puts in a heel instead. He's wearing the socks, which we're seeing more and more athletes do. Apparently it just helps if you're in a hot place. It stops your feet sliding around inside the climbing shoes.
Within your shoes. And I think people put chalk on their feet. It's something that's been common.
We're not seeing that in speed climbing yet, though, is that?
I've done it sometimes.
Okay. And it works?
Yeah, put some chalk on your feet.
No, I mean the socks.
Yeah, some climbers do it. I think Vidruk actually does it. Put some grip socks on to keep your feet from sliding. But yeah, chalk on your feet also can really help. Just because if you get so sweaty, then like if you try to heel hook, your shoe can come off. I think Colin, did that happen to him one time? Like, I'm chalking on my feet every time after this.
Oh yeah, Brand's next innovation, foot chalk. Oh, look at this for Satone. No issues with that left hand slope. It cuts loose and powers on left.
Wow, yeah, super powerful. 3.5 minutes left. I think that's a new world record.
Yeah, it looks like a different route at the moment for him.
Yeah. Now, we still have to get through this gauntlet of pinches.
Yeah, and I think it is about getting that left high toe or heel on the second pocket. That seems to be the easier method. You can sort of get through it like Alberto did, but see the blocker there? But it's hard to do it without. Oh, just from Satone. He's going to do it the more powerful campusy way. What does he hold on to? No, that's not going to work. He's in real trouble. That might work, though. He was going to campus it.
Exceptional. Yeah, he was so confident. He was just pulling through that, and he stayed on the wall. Yeah. Hypes up the crowd. The crowd is really into him playing right now. And he gets it.
This is going to be finals for Satomi Yoshida here.
Yeah, he's clinched a spot in finals, but looks like he has a lot more to give. Moving up so confidently. Doesn't go for the clip there. I wonder why.
Could be in trouble. This way Yannick fell as well. He goes.
What a smart move, knowing he's going for the plus rather than the clip.
Yeah, well done, Satomi Yoshida. He climbed his way into a finals place. Just one to go for the men. Serato and Raku will be out last. A few to go for the women. Ryu is on the wall right now as she approaches the slippy section.
Well, at the same time, for women's track, we have Ryu Nakagawa, also from Japan.
All right, up she goes to the slopey pinch thing. And this sequence has been fascinating to watch. There's a variety of different ways through it. It's definitely got harder as the day has progressed. And you can see the chalk build up on it here from that shot. There is a jib behind there, but I think it's a bit deceptive. It's not like a positive edge, it's slopey. And she's going for the big unwind. So this is all about trusting the left foot. She's got it on the jib now. She's got a potential left volume. She's going to trust the jib. This is risky. She's in.
She's got it. All right, now keep going through this section. Oh, I think that was just a miss.
Yeah.
It was like going to be a foot slip if we see a replay.
Now, Sam, we've got to talk about your predictions because you've been hyping Serato all competition.
Yeah, so I hopefully don't give him the commentator's curse, but there's Mr. Serato and Raku. He likes to stand in the middle of the podium. He is learning English, and I texted him good luck before pitch out. He said it would be my first win of the season when he corrected himself.
Right.
Yep. He's really been working on his English. You know, I've seen your interviews with him.
Yeah, it's getting there. I always brief him before what I'm going to ask him, and he gives me an answer, and I'm like, "That's great, Serato." And then on air, he says something completely different, which always makes me laugh.
Classic. I saw the edit of someone. Did you see that of the video where it's just like, "Serato, what are you doing?" And he goes, "What?" And it's like a Serato edit.
Amazing.
Oh, man.
He's such a lovely young man, very popular on the circuit, and just very unassuming as well. He's a huge celebrity, and sort of doesn't seem to get it.
Yeah. He's just he's a very funny dude, very humble, and like I honestly wonder what is going on in that kid's head half the time. But you know,
that's such a lovely way to describe it. Yeah, we're not insulting Serato because it's just fun
in the best way possible. Yeah, he is legitimately just a one-of-one human being.
Yeah. Well, he's got to do some high performance now. We've hyped him this much. So what can Serato do? He's got 6 minutes or 5:22 on the clock now to get it done, and he needs to go up to push Max Berton out if he gets above 31 plus here. So Tony Yoshida did get the high point. Yannick Floe's 35 plus has been beaten. Boats bobbing rather beautifully in the backdrop there. There is another Slovenian climber, Rosa Reka, the youngster, out on stage. Looking forward to seeing what she can do here. The women's were quite a long way behind the men. They've started to catch up now. Just in terms of the order they're coming out.
Serato looking good through this section.
Making sure of these holes. He's another one. It's very hard to work out when he's getting tired. He'll just suddenly fall off.
Yeah, pretty much. He'll give it his all for a long time. What's odd is like when I watch Serato lead climb, it's not as common to see him really fight.
Yeah,
is what I kind of noticed. I've seen it a couple times, but when he's really struggling through a section, it's not as common. He's just like so stone-faced.
He is, yes. As a commentator, it's an absolute nightmare. Because the amount of times I've said, he's looking great, and then falls off. So you just never know with him. You can't look away. He's looking great so far. Yeah. That grey bit of paint, by the way, on the wall has a little bit less texture than the white section.
Oh, really?
Not much, but a bit.
So,
Rosa Reka looking good as she crosses up. The highest finishing Slovenian athlete, so the last one out of Team Slovenia. Try to make that awkward match look trivial.
And 30 seconds. While Rosa Reka still has
a lot of tucking up from Serato, being a bit less confident about this humidity.
Oh, he goes! Serato falls, and that is an upset. He's not going to make it to 2 gold medals.
Oh, that was a commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Serato.
Oh, he goes. Wow.
Yeah. He did that in such an interesting way, going no heel hook. Like I would predict just confidence where he thought he had that move, and he almost did. But super unfortunate from Serato.
It happens. I mean, he's young, and everyone talks about the fact that his coaches talk about the fact that he's still learning.
Yeah, he's still just one of those kids who just embraces learning and improving. But unfortunate from him. He had a lot more to give, but I'm sure he'll be in the middle pretty soon.
Yes, he will. So Serato will have to reset. I'm sure we'll see him in the next couple of comps. Rosa Recca, meanwhile, is up to 26, crosses through, hard bit to come. Yeah, wow. Bit of a shocker, that one, to end the competition, but we like a bit of drama to finish things off. And hello, if you're joining up. I think it's almost getting towards wake-up time in Europe. It's maybe 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wake up time if you have an interesting job.
I tell you what, there are people who do that.
Yeah.
They're up at 2, 3, whatever time in the morning.
Hard workers.
Well, I'm not sure if they're hard workers, they're just uber climbing geeks, because they're certainly not working, they're just watching us.
Oh.
There's a few.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Right, so Rosa Recca, we zoom in slowly on our wall. We'll ignore the left of the wall, that is done and dusted, just about the right now.
Yang bisa aku informasikan, kita punya satu finalis asal Indonesia. Kami tepuk tangan untuk Muhammad Rizky Syahram Rizky Watubang.
Good work from Rosa.
For the women's side, we still have Rosa Recca from Slovenia, while for the World Cup Bali 2025, the top 3, we have Clara Oblaser from Austria and Mia Krampel from Slovenia, and also Oceania McKenzie.
Oceania McKenzie is announced. She's done very well. Lovely shot from the wall, looking down at the women's route there.
Yeah, down through the section. Let's see if we can get some more movement. So no anywhere close to top on the men's.
No, all the women's, really.
Yeah. We still got...
This is it. Now let's look at this.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Rosa Recca. Our semifinalists.
Yeah, we'll have a look if we can on that right hand, because it's interesting how many people have dropped it. I just want to see a bit more detail on it, because from the ground it looks like a jug, but so often we've seen athletes struggle. So we'll see this. This is Serato. Now, this is the moment, Sam, we both were shocked. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, so pretty much every other one set their... We talked about this losing of a toe. He catches it, but his hand slips.
Yeah.
That was the issue. The right hand slips off, just the body language devastated. Very sad for him, but he'll be back.
It's a mistake from Serato for sure. I think maybe a bit of overconfidence jumping through. We've seen a lot of athletes do that, but usually Serato's got the power to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that time.
Just, I think he did totally have the power, just his hand slips.
Yeah.
That was the only issue.
So he's gone. Right, 4 to go for the women. Laura Rogera will be out next. Oh, my goodness. What a place we get to go climbing. So top 8 looks like this. Max Berton, 31 plus. He'll climb in another finals. Unbelievable from here. So Tony Yoshida, he's out front. I can't speak, Sam. He's in front of our commentary box, looking very relaxed, is Tony right now. And Yannick Floe, performance from him. And then as we go down, unfortunately from Jesse, he's in 13th. Ravi Andy, he won't be able to climb in front of his home crowd, so that's a shame. Neither will Putra. Sebastian Helenke with the earliest slip, 17 plus, just one of those moments from him.
Yep, it's all right. Happens in climbing all the time.
Yeah.
But Serato's finish here does make the World Cup Series a bit more interesting. If we see, I don't know how the points will shake up.
True.
Definitely going to be more competitive.
Yeah, that Euro holds competition is ongoing all year, and Serato was at the top. I'm not sure he will be anymore.
So did they win like a trophy, like a Euro hold trophy?
Did
they make him one?
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't know. They should. Euro holds, get on it. But it's certainly
make a nice trophy.
It's something that we do every year, but this year we really want to sort of focus on it, because you know the overall, to come to lots of World Cups and be that consistent should be celebrated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my thought around it is, we should just give them the world champion title, like an F1, where you have this World Climbing Series championship, and you compete, and then instead of a world championship, you have a World Cup Series finale, maybe worth 1.5x points, where it's still a higher stakes event, and then you're handed out these series podiums, and then you can incentivize it with the Olympics as well, saying like the top whatever from that will get. I think it would be good for climbing, good for attendance.
It's something that is being talked about, and I'm certainly one of in your camp of that side of things. So yes, it's a step forward, but I think we've got a bit more work to do on it. But it is good to see that we're talking about it more. Right, Laura underway. She made finals last week in Wujiang. More than capable here. There's not any moves that I've seen that she won't like so far. She will climb at her own pace here. Time isn't really a factor on this route. She's been working at going faster because we know she is historically fairly slow. Now she goes now. So, starting at the bottom in the blues, you can see on the left, the top in bright yellow. Flora will definitely be in the finals. Fantastic from her, as will all of these top three now, down to Mia Krampel. Shan So is coming after Laura. And she will be very comfortable through this section.
Yeah, so we have just a lot of women trying to see breaking through this head wall section. We have Chan So, Aimori, and Eric McNeese. We have 2 people going for back-to-back gold medals.
Yeah, we have an interview with them. We do this Athlete of the Week feature, and that's on YouTube right now, where we talk to both of them. Oh, struggling with Laura with that clip. Gets it in eventually. It was a bit awkward from her. Yeah, Wujiang was quite impressive from her. She made a sort of an error on the jump. She tried to do it statically, got herself into all types of trouble, and was in real danger from then on, but somehow kept climbing.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just kept doing it.
Yeah. And she's just one of those who will not give up.
So I'm sure a lot of people have the question, did they have 2 gold medals that said lead on them?
That's a very good question. No, is the answer.
Okay.
What we did is we stole one from Serato for the photos and I gave it back to him at the end. He did get it back, and then they will be given, obviously, medals after that. But travelling with multiple gold medals is not really... Oh, Laura is struggling. Hang on a sec. Oh, she tried to understatic that, really. And now she's going for a risky heel. Okay, up she goes. That was a moment. Yeah, so we don't travel with multiple gold medals because, I mean, that's the first time since 2011 we shared a gold medal. The first time since timing was a thing that we've done that. So it's pretty unusual. Whether they will from now on, I don't know.
I mean, they do say on the back of them, World Cup, or on the front of them too, the World Cup, whatever city, 2025, and then on the back of the discipline. So it is interesting because, like, you don't, in theory, need to make them. But I guess they're going to have to do one.
That's a good point, yeah.
I remember in 2022 Youth Worlds, they actually didn't have enough medals minted, so they gave us these, like, placeholder medals for the podium. They were, like, little pieces of wood. And then they mailed us medals, and they said our names on them, so that was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, the medal situation is, always interesting. Luckily, that's not part of my, my remit, but I do know that IFSC staff travel with them in the hand luggage.
Nice.
So if you ever see an IFSC... Oh, actually, I'm not going to say that. It's awful. I'm encouraging robbery.
The trophies are interesting, too. Sometimes, like, you get a lot of trophies. Like, I'll see tonight there's a podium. They give us these masks.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to travel with.
Just wear it.
I can't put it on. It's like the back. I tried, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get that home, and it's going to be a little inconvenient, but it's worth it for Bali.
I think they'll let you on the plane. Really. Just tell them you're a champion. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm flying Indonesian Airlines. I'm flying Garuda, so I'll be like, yeah, this is mine.
Yeah, they'll know you.
The check from Chamonix I gave to another young speed climber. I didn't take it home.
The giant check, not the actual money.
The giant check.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a cashable check.
Okay. Right. I love this, by the way, Sam. Fantastic co-commentary here. More insights than I've ever had before. It's brilliant. Right, Laura is doing very well. 1 minute 24, so she's running out of time. I don't think she'll care about that. She'll know there's no tops yet on this route. She does need to do a few more moves, though, here. But she's approaching it. We'll try to get a good shot of this right-hand move just over the overhang, because this is the one we've seen everyone drop. That'll be coming up in a couple of seconds. Up she stands. That's the right hand.
Wow, and she catches it so confidently. Hits it exactly perfect, pretty much.
It's a jib. That's what I was confused by.
It's a jib. It's a jib. This next one isn't, though, I think. Oh, no, it is. Maybe one move afterward.
High point for Laura, then, I think will soon should be. Anyway, look at this. Still chalking up there. Yeah, there is the high point given. 39.
High point, and she will be in finals tonight. And this was a pinch. Maybe on the men's ride, it wasn't a jib I was thinking of.
Well, this is new territory for us, and now she is running out of time. Checks the time.
Oh, no. All right, let's see some climbing from her.
Of course, you won't necessarily know that it's important, you know. I can imagine the panic she's going through, but it won't matter.
Yeah, although, do you think they know? Because like you do hear the crowd that maybe would let you know it's high point.
Tricky, isn't it? Maybe.
She definitely has the confidence that she's almost topping a route.
She certainly wants to finish the thing. I mean, countback is important as well. 9 seconds. She's not going to have time. And it's, I should talk about the jump at the top. It's an undercling jump with a left foot kick. And she just goes for it.
Oh, wow. That was almost so good.
I'm enjoying this new Laura where she climbs super quick. It's fun.
Absolutely, yeah. So,
3 to go, Sam. 3 to go. Chenso, Aymori, and Erin McNeese will finish things
a lot
off
of gold
here.
medalists among them.
Yes, exactly. Sort of the 4 women with Laura that everyone's talking about this year.
Aymori might have won her last World Cup too. I can't remember, but
good point. I will find that out.
Yeah, find that out.
Yeah, she was missing, wasn't she, for a while?
She did. Well, because she qualified in Bern.
Yeah.
Won the World Championship and combined, and then went to Koper after that. And I think she beat out Yanya in front of the home crowd at that time. And then I can't really remember if she did any other competitions besides the Paris Olympics.
Yeah,
but
just having, she's certainly been in and out, hasn't she? Yeah, last World Cup was Seoul. She was second in Seoul.
Oh, okay.
So second in a row, yeah. And then last medal was Chamonix 2024. Sorry, last gold medal was Chamonix 2024 for her.
All right, yeah.
But Laura is easily in. So a few can still be pushed out, though, of that top 4. And we will reset for Chen So, who will go next.
All right, so we see Lyra, a little bit of a replay through this, and she's climbing super fast, although the route just naturally was so challenging within that timer. And she almost got it, too. She almost hit it. I think that's the correct beta, hitting the undercling and slapping the top as well, as we see Jan Seo get on the route. She's climbing a bit fast as well. We'll kind of see if that does matter, the time moving on through this section. You have 6 minutes. I think many of these people know that it might be a challenge to be on that clock, and the women's route, they see that there's no men currently, so the men's route finished first. So naturally would be the women would take a bit longer and more steady in certain places. But I think without a doubt, Chanseo has the ability to get past the 38 point if she just climbs as best as she can, regardless of speed.
So here is currently the.
All right, so breezing through this crimpy section.
In the IFSC.
Yeah, the setters told me that they were in Wujian. They were very impressed by Shen So. She just seems to have more power this year, they were saying, and I can see that. She just sort of has a bit more in the tank to pull on if she needs to.
Yeah, very interesting. Again, yeah, we're seeing people that are not named Yanya Gumbret. The setters are looking out for when setting problems.
Yeah, and it was interesting because we're missing a few of the top women. You know, Natalia's injured, Brooke's not here, Yanya's out. You know, and it's been interesting this year. And I think it took a while for the setters to adjust to that.
Yeah, definitely with them taking a little break after the Olympics and some new climbers like Annie coming on the scene. Yeah, super unfortunate for Natalia at home. She's doing great through her ACL, ahead of schedule, having good rehab and super good spirits. Like, it's inspiring to see her do that. Brooke, incredible outdoor climber, got Excalibur. Big climbing news, so super cool to see that. Getting up there as far as like the top routes in the world. She might be like, you know, button for V16, V17.
Yes, I think it's going to be interesting to see which woman climbers 9C and 9A on boulders first. It's going to be down to a few of them, isn't it? But Brooke, yeah, with Excalibur. And that is a hard 9B plus as well.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, I wonder also, like, you have Yanya Gumbret also potentially going for some of those. Like, does it become an outdoor circuit? You're going to start covering it. You're going to start covering like these new ascents among especially women. It's like so fun to see women against women downgrading each other.
Yes. Yeah, it's a new world, isn't it? Right, Chen So, though, will look for this section. Now, this is the risky bit. Oh, she didn't like that at all. Totally missed the jib. Tried to go for a wide pinch, which ain't going to work on that hold. And now crosses through. And that was well thought through in the moment from her. Gets in the clip, and she will look left into the side pull and rotates these feet through. It's good from her.
Yeah,
what I would have
super
expected.
solid through the section. Got about 3 full minutes left. So halfway into the section, she'll have plenty of time to
get towards the top of this route. But she first has to get past that 38 point, which she looks pretty clean.
She is, so she will rest. That right leg wrapped around the volume, left leg on the good crimp, and this is the best rest probably before the crux, and she's milked that really well actually. She won't know how hard this part is. We do, of course, and you watching at home do. Here we go. Towards that right hand.
Let's see it. And she hits it. All right.
Easy stuff from her. And now from here on, you'd back her to get pretty high on this head wall.
Yep. And with that, I believe that's a 38 plus if she gets movement, and she is into finals.
Yeah, which more than deserved. It's we like to see her there fighting. So good work from her. She'll want to get higher though. She'll want to be climbing towards the end of the finals. And that final's taking place tonight, around about, I think it's 8 p.m. I know, I should know that. I think it's 8 p.m.
Yep.
All right.
My flight is unfortunately at 1 in the morning tomorrow, so I have to go to the airport tonight, and yeah.
That's all right. It means you just get to party and not sleep. That's fine. Although I'm not sure your lifestyle has a party.
Pretty much, yeah. You've watched my videos.
I have, yes. As I said, slightly embarrassed about my own lifestyle.
No, that's all right. You can. I always say to people, like, everyone else can enjoy life. Like, if you're trying to pursue being the best in the world, like, it's fine. But if not, like, I'm not trying to be pretentious about, I'm not going to make fun of you. Go enjoy yourself.
No, and I do like that about your content, actually. You're not lecturing, you're just showing people what you're doing.
Yep. All right, 1 minute left, way more than Lara had on the clock, so she is butting for that top spot, but still placement, or height is the most important factor.
Yeah, I want to see this jump again. It's a big move. You have to launch into an undercling. First
there we go, the first top of the day, and she clips the chain with a minute left.
Great work. Wow, that is impressive stuff.
Well above everyone else for Che and Seiho. Yeah. But we'll see, is it well above Aimori or Eri?
Yeah, they are out next. So 2 to go for the women, but good to see our first top. It wasn't expected in the men's. We expected something in the women's, and she's proved us right. It's fantastic from her. Okay, so Aimori and Eric McNeese to go here as we get ourselves ready for our final 2. So just a bit of housekeeping for everyone. Photos. Kazu, our fantastic photographer, is down taking the shots that you get to see on your Instagram and more. You can check that out on the IFSC Instagram and Flickr accounts. In terms of video content, the World Climbing Club is on YouTube, and we've had some great stuff from this competition. We went to a local gym, Climb Uluwatu, which is about 12 kilometers from our venue. Met Chris, who runs outdoor tours as well, and a really lovely local community there, and he took us bouldering on the beach. So if you want to see all that, it's on YouTube, free to watch, and there's the highlights included in there, and you can watch the man next to me, Sam Watson, breaking multiple records and getting a gold medal last night. So all the highlights there. So do go and check that out. Right.
Yeah, the World Climbing Club has been great this year. You put a lot of effort to showing off behind the scenes, and it's such an interesting community and people that are on the circuit. We're all just people that have interesting traits, like bananas on the shores.
Bananas, exactly. No, it's been fun. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing, because we do get to travel the world, and, arenas and stadiums are fantastic, as we see Shen launching up and getting this clip. But yeah, we want to show you a little bit more of what goes on as well. This was the top, at the very top, and what a view she'll have from there.
Yeah, what a view. Yeah, you have Aimori coming out to quite a bit of fanfare.
It's amazing how popular Aimori is, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that, she's hasn't got a social media account. No one really knows anything about her, and yet she's probably the most popular member of the circuit, especially in Asia.
Yeah.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd is loving her.
Yeah, they've sat through the baking heat in the middle of the day here to do this.
Yeah.
And we will have a special feature coming. You can see our cameraman down in the sunshine there. We will be showing, hopefully, her run in full in the World Climbing Club. So make sure you subscribe for that.
Nice.
Unless she falls off move 1, then we'll have to rethink. So please, don't let me down here.
I would also say that she's probably not falling off move 1.
No, it's an eye kind of route as well.
It is an eye kind of route.
Yeah, there's tricky holes. She'll fit into the boxes nicely.
Yeah, just get through the sections and just completely unfazed. Near the head wall sections is something we've seen a lot from Aimori.
Yeah, exactly that. Endurance for days does this lady. Up she goes. A lot has been talked about her height. Worth remembering, she's only 2 centimetres smaller than Brooke Rabbitoux. and occasionally it's down to power rather than reach, but the setters do have measurements of all the athletes. They won't set a move that is physically impossible unless there's a huge mistake. Straight into the heel there, locks that in nicely, gets the clip pretty high on that clip actually. That was confident stuff to climb through, and gets the double clip to save herself some time.
Oh, dia nulis pakai hiragana ya itu ya.
The heat of the Peninsula Island, Bali, doesn't stop the crowd from cheering Aimori.
Aimori cruising the section, and
yeah, we know it shouldn't really be a problem for her up until the next traversal left.
yeah, just so calm through these sections.
Although Lara did struggle to reach this move.
Lara did have a couple stutters, but just still had so much more in the tank. We saw it twice, I guess, in Wuzhong finals, where she kind of struggled down low, but still had so much more to give.
It's interesting, I just reached up to it, so I think Lara had a body position wrong for it.
Yep.
She adjusted, I saved some energy here. Right though, this is the scary bit for her and for us watching.
Yeah, something interesting that like, I think a lot of the very elite climbers will do is when they read a route, really try to read for the body position as not just like hand movements. Like people know the classic, like just moving your hands through the route, but when you move around, like what's going to be the most energy efficient way for me to do these certain moves?
Nah,
Is
angkat
something
biar
you
di
really see
foto.
the good from the great separated.
Well, she's read it well so far, but it's all about this move up with the left hand. She just rocks it off and goes.
Nice. Goes with right foot out, since some different betas around that point, and
yeah, she'll rest here. Very similar to position as everyone who's got to this.
the crowd is completely behind her here in Bali.
Yeah, the crowd is all. The stadium has got some trees in it, which provides pretty much the only shade, and there's just hordes of people underneath these trees. And I went and I wandered around there the other day for some content, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Let's go, Aimori!
Ai approaching the moment here. She's still not into the finals yet. This is the important move.
Yeah.
This one coming.
The crowd is caring about this move, and she does it like nothing.
Hits it nicely, that jib. Good work from Ai. Has a heel now. Rocks left. And we've seen one top. Can I make it two tops?
Yeah, I'm sure some climbers just focus on the input of what they're doing, but I'm sure it's impossible not to notice like and be aware of like what the crowd cheering means with relations to these kind of bottlenecks.
Yeah, I mean you've been in ISO. Is it easy to hear the crowd back there?
At this one, a little bit, kind of. When they're chanting Indonesia, it's kind of obvious. For speed, what's happening is like I'll know like at this comp like if there's a world record broken, because the difference between that and this, I think I guess it happened to me in Paris where Leonardo tied my world record, and I knew it from the crowd at that point, and I was like, all right, I got to go for a new one.
Ai then on this last section of moves,
cruising through with way more time. So Lara almost ran out of time. Chanceo had a minute. She has a minute 42.
But I tell you, the jump is going to be a long way for her.
The jump will be a real long way from her, but she is into finals already, so not the biggest deal. Let's see if she wants a top.
Oh,
and
she does, yeah.
Countbacks might matter again, so.
Will she try to do it statically? It's impossible, I think.
I think we do see a jump here. I think she does have it in her to do it, to read this as a jump first.
What is she pinching? I don't know even what she was on then.
She goes back to the camera and smiles. It looks like she knew exactly what I said. Is she gonna clip?
Oh, now let me explain the rule on this. If she can clip, it will count as a top. You don't have to reach the last hold like in Boulder.
Really?
She'd need to kick up that foot.
She needs to maybe even toe or heel out right. Could work, but
she does not want to jump, does she?
She does not really want to jump.
Can she trick some beater here? I don't think she can stretch and reach that clip.
I like do like the Pythagorean theorem to see what's closer, the jug or the clip.
She's pinching the edge of the volume. This is a non-hold. There's nothing there to do.
She's
done it
and
with
she's
the foot.
using it.
Wow. I don't even care if she didn't do it. I love
incredible.
watching that.
That's incredible from Aimori. It really gave it everything.
She did. Well, it's not a top. Shenso is still in the lead, but what a cool moment for Aimori, who nearly made a hold out of a non-hold. And that will go down in history, I think.
I wonder if she was actually kind of scared of, when you're below like mechanically that draw, if you accidentally pull on it, that's a pretty realistic like kind of thought of grabbing this and getting the bottom part.
Yeah.
Maybe that was kind of a thought.
I think she just didn't want to jump, in all honesty. But I'm Hori does go into the top 2 spots with 48 plus, same as Laura. Genso will lead the way, and we just have Erin McNeese to finish things off, the British powerhouse to come, before we will get a summary of results and, of course, our provisional top 8. And do remember, everyone, the appeals can come through after this. So although we tell you the results as we know them, things might change off air.
Just to check, right? If Erin McNeese were to top this route, did Chanso and the Erin McNeese both top the qualies as well?
Yeah.
So, you know.
I know what you're going to say here. Yes, theoretically, we are going to have another scenario.
We could have another tie.
And no, we don't have 2 gold medals.
They can borrow mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Great Britain.
Right, this is the top, Sam. This was the pinch up here, the move that was a non-move.
Yeah, I really thought she could just go for the jump at that point, but she kind of got into a weird position before realizing that was kind of the only option with this, but she gave it everything she could. She had time to do it, too. Tries to step on the nothing move, and yeah, just doesn't really jump off of that.
My favourite thing about that is somewhere there's a root setter with a head in her hands, thinking, "My goodness, what do you do if an athlete tries to do something like that?" You know, it's completely unpredictable.
I think you just accept the loss. It's been some great route setting this entire route. So I think one little beta break, it's all good.
Yeah, you just be like, whatever. Right, Erin McNeese then. She's got on the podium for Boulder. She's got on the podium for lead. Can she do it again? She needs to climb her way into the finals first, though. The breeze picks up here in the stadium, bringing some relief for everyone, but not very much if you're a climber.
Take the gold medal.
And we've seen time being a factor for only Laura so far. Everyone else has had enough.
Yeah, it seemed like for all the other lead climbers in women's, it did actually matter. It seemed like going into the head wall, but they all just fell before that point. But in theory, if there was less of a sort of harder move onto the head wall, it could have been a better factor.
Yeah, so let's see Erin here. Out she comes with the right hand. Got to be careful through this section. And everyone has been. I think they've recognized that it's not difficult down low, but it's risky.
Yeah, without a doubt, a little bit risky on this move, but I think she's got it.
We'll bump out with the right hand, working hard.
Yep. Gets the clip.
Erin's another one who looks in trouble all the time, but isn't.
Yeah, you never know.
She's started a YouTube channel, so you can go and see behind the scenes of Erin.
Erin McBeast.
Erin McBeast on Instagram.
Yeah, Erin McBeast on Instagram.
Apparently that was started as kind of a joke and then has become totally her thing, and it fits her quite well.
It does. Yeah, Team GB has just taken such a great leap recently.
Yeah, they have, and they're not, the most funded team in the world. There are teams that have better funding, so it's pretty impressive when you see a breakthrough people, come through like Toby, like Erin.
Yeah, especially last year they filled their Olympic quota for Boulder lead at least, and it was pretty impressive that they did that. I mean,
it was nice to see Shauna Coxey leading the way, and then a coming through.
Yeah, it was kind of Shauna Coxey's retirement in 21 was kind of the breaking point going into the next Olympic cycle with a lot of these new climbers coming out, because there really wasn't too many British climbers, but now or British climbers on a high level competition level, a lot of good British climbers, but. So you see Erin still moving through this section, and again, you have to make a choice here. You have to figure out, am I going to go match this hold, or just do the little crosses here, Olympic rings tattoo on the forearm. It's an interesting thing to see people who do and don't get Olympic rings tattoos and where they get it.
You've got a very prominent one.
I definitely chose to get a very prominent one. It's my only tattoo on my shoulder, and I now know to do like a photo op. If after a wall, I'll lower back down on the wall and shove my tattoo. I quite like it.
I mention it every time. I'm a bit of a tattoo fan, so I like yours. It's good. Yeah, for me, I would absolutely get a tattoo. I think it's the most unique tattoo in the world. Like, there's not many tattoos that are that much of a small club.
It's a small club. It's also extremely recognizable, and it's also universally positive. Generally, like no one's going to really look down upon you for having Olympic rings as a symbol. Well, most other symbols in the world, there's some controversy in some way. So yeah, I really enjoy my tattoo, and I mean it's easily covered by a sleeve, but easily not covered by a tank top.
Oh,
so
Erin,
easy done with this move.
So should be into finals here.
She might need one more to get to 38, but
left toe popped for a second.
Yeah, toe popped, but kept the composure and chalks up again. Yeah, we should really do a statistics if you're a nerd, just like go and count how many chalk ups for Bali lead versus any other League World Cup.
I know a few Instagrams who I'm sure will be doing that if they hear this. Yeah, this level of statistical analysis from third-party groups is pretty impressive. We try our best here.
Yeah.
So Erin looking good. Just no drama. In all honesty, just cruising.
So she has made it to the finals, but she wants a full tie with Chan Seo. She has to get the top. Yes,
will we see the same scenario play itself out again? They'll be head in their hands.
I'm rooting for it.
Back at she's a good jump. She's such a strong boulder that jump, if she gets there, should be okay. And I think she is going to get there hit.
Oh, okay. Moving through the section, and she's almost to this jump.
She's barely breathing. Like, the crowd has almost stopped cheering just because it looks easy for her.
Yeah.
Oh, this match, though, she looks down, she's got plenty. Wow, 50 seconds is enough time for this jump. Not the fastest we've seen all day, but it won't really matter if she nails this. Brings the left through. Hit the sloper.
All right, let's set up for this jump. I think she can have the confidence just to immediately go for this jump.
It's her cup of tea, isn't it? Oh, no, she's going to do what I did.
Now, could she clip?
I think she can.
She's got the height.
Reach. Fair play, Erin.
Wow.
And now she crosses.
She clips crosses just for style. And there you go. Get a nice little photo there, too.
I tell you what, with that, I would put her down as a favourite coming into tonight with that performance. That was strong.
I put her the same as Chan.
Well, we get the time factor again. So, everyone, thank you for joining us. We will just get some confirmation of the results. Long semi-final in the heat, and thank you, Sam, for taking time out of your celebrations to come and join me here today.
Yep.
Appreciate it, and best of luck for Denver for the next competition.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone for listening to my stories. I hope you enjoyed.
I certainly did. Well, the Mario Kart alone was worth the admission. Well, we'll just wait for some results here. Erin Meunice will untie that knot, and do remember these results may alter. We'll have to wait and see afterwards, but I haven't seen any possible appeals, so I don't think so. As we pan one more time around. Erin Meunice from Shenzhou, I'm Mori, and Lara Rogera are our top four. Flora Oblasa climbed early. She's into the finals as well. Rosa Rekka, fantastic from her. And Mia Krampel as well joins her teammate. And Osh McKenzie flying the flag for Australia. Just pushes out Helen Jenny Gore. Same stuff with that 37 plus, but countback making a difference. And countback affecting a few as we go down to Natsudi Oda on 14 with 37 plus as well. Into the low 30s after that. Natsuki Tani maybe could have done a bit better, but Alaris Scalaris, strong performance up to 20th place for her. And Mattia Pozzi, early slip. Unfortunate stuff for her. And Adrian Clark as well, and Lynn Vandermeer, early falls for them will knock them out. So that's the women's results. And for the men, as we just wait for the scoreboard to change. We know Serato's outside, and look at that, another view. So Tony Yoshida, the top spot, 36 plus, above Yannick Floe, who did well on 35 plus. Alberto up into the top three again for her, and Neo will get to climb again after his heroics of Wu Zhang. And then Dokyan Lee, Shionamata, and Risky is in. Fantastic. Indonesia will get an athlete into the finals here this evening, and finally Max Berton, another final. Unfortunate for Jessie Gruber, had a bit of a moment on 28 plus, and a couple of Indonesian athletes in 17 and 18th. They did well, they'll learn from that. Sebastian Helenke with the earliest fall down on 17 plus. Right, we will see you then very soon this evening for the finals. Thank you, Sam Watson, for joining me, and we will see you later on for more IFSC action.
And also we'd like to express our gratitude to Stanko.